Good morning. It's Saturday, the 20th of October. Wow, how weather has changed. This is Shooting the Breeze, episode 64. Lots to see without a compass. You will soon find out why. I'm joined, as always, by my co host, crime partner, best friend in the world, Mr. Dr. Senju. Good morning, or I should say good morning, sir. What the hell is that?
Never mind. Uh, Ohayo, kochira, konbanwa, oyasumi, ochiru.
Oh,
Basically, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wake up. Yes, I am here, Mr. Duck Senju. I am good, actually. I'm a little tired, but I'm good. I'm good. How are you today, good sir?
I'm doing well. A little sore, tired. Been working my behind off all week. I haven't had a day off since last Sunday.
Gee, okay.
So it's been good though.
Okay. I mean, I think in your case, I think the business side has just started to pick up with you
Yeah,
because you now
my
have plenty
business
more
side,
time, and it's
my business side changed once I changed jobs. Go figure.
go figure. So I mean, you got more busy. Now you know how I feel whenever I get a lot more busy, whenever it's pressing matters. But not really. I'm not really that. I'm not really that concerned about that side of things. It's pretty much how it is. But well, okay. How's your week? Anything different? Anything change? Anything interesting going on in the life of Mr. TakersMinion and his illustrious wife?
I was speaking with her for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So what were you saying? I missed part of it.
Oh yeah. How is your week, good sir?
Like I
How is
said,
your week though? Oh,
busy, busy,
busy.
busy,
Busy.
busy.
Okay.
Extra day of work at the new job Tuesday,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I did 13 hours of work at a house hanging window trim and base.
Oh. Okay.
And
That sounds.
the baseboard I'm putting up is custom made at
Mm,
1050 a foot,
mhm.
oak and cherry.
Ah. Okay.
So
So.
and then I gotta go in tomorrow. I'm off
Oh.
today, so
Okay.
and then I go in tomorrow morning because that's my day off from my primary job
Mm-hmm.
to try to finish it up
Ah.
because I had to wait until they got the floor sanded and um, varnished
Mm-hmm.
because they put a hardwood floor in.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay. What did I do this week?
yeah, what did you
Nothing
do this
really.
week?
This week, work. Went around with the fiance. What else did I do? Traveled around actually. Mostly just travel around in onsens because I need the rest. I really need I really need spring rest. It's just good. It's just good. Even though it's starting to get a little bit less warm now, and it's starting to go a little bit chillier now, but
Yeah,
getting into warm waters is always good. It's always good.
I'm so jealous.
So you can actually just make your own. You can actually just make your own warm water bath in a bathtub, pretty much. So there is
I
that.
know, but it's not the
You
same.
can do.
It's not the same temperature. I mean, you got 104-degree water in there. That's what makes it so nice.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
jeez,
Pretty much. But in any case,
eases the pain in the old muscles there.
yes. Uh, Easing the pain in the old muscles. Getting recharging your energies back again in the muscles and limbs and body. Yeah. You just take a dip for about 1 or 2 hours and then just feel the whole thing, or else you just prune up in the water. That's pretty
Right,
much it. That's pretty
right,
much
of
it. But
course.
yeah, warm water is Warm water does that. Water does that to the body sometimes, but there you go. In any case. Okay, so what are we going to talk about? We are but a lot of things. And again, yes, MDS is still going on a little bit of a small strike where he is not going to subscribe for WWE Network. Again, let me be clear. I do not have WWE subscription. That doesn't necessarily mean that someone else has WWE subscription because that's what I did. I went to a friend's house where I know he has WWE subscription, and I say, "Can I do this just to do my research and all that?" Yeah, sure. Okay, cool. Stayed at his house stayed at his place for about a couple for 2 nights just to do that. So just to do that, but we had fun. We had fun. So there is that. I
Yeah.
believe we do have a little bit of a whatchamacallit. What was
Housekeeping.
yeah, a little bit of a housekeeping to do.
Yes.
Correct?
Thursday, the wrestling world lost one of their greatest heels ever
Mm-hmm.
in the Dirty Dick Slater.
Mm.
He was a wrestler in Mid South and in his NWA. He did do some time in WWF, WWE,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
but he's more known for his Southern wrestling with uh, Jim Crockett and Georgia Championship, Florida wrestling for professional wrestling from Florida and whatnot. Our thoughts and prayers to his family, and that's another one. That's another one leaving us. It's so sad.
Lost ever since
All
I.
the names, of people I know, from my era as a
Oh,
kid, are dropping off.
okay.
Other news.
Yeah, yeah.
I forgot to mention this
Shit.
to you. The city of South Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the city council also approved monies for a statue to be erected of one of their most famous residents,
Who?
Reginald the Crusher Lasowski.
Aha.
They're going
Okay.
to erect a statue in his honor. So
Okay.
this is the guy that used to drink with my wife's father
Father, yeah.
when he was alive.
The famous, yeah, with the famous story that LL told us, where where the Crusher actually drank in her father's shop, I think. Yeah,
Something like that.
something like that, right? Yeah.
Mm.
But that that is good. It's like in this area, if I open the bar, it's like Tetsuya Naito sitting sitting in my bar drinking
Yeah.
in a way. But hey,
Or, or,
yeah.
or, or Ghetto or
Or Gedo, Jado, or even Antonio Inoki, or if you want, Minoru Suzuki too. So
or how about even Kenny Omega coming and sitting in your bar?
hard pull, hard pull. But yeah, but congrats to him then. Congratulations to Crusher for getting that honor of getting a statue built up for him, just
Yeah,
in
so
honor of the guy. So there's
yeah,
that.
he's one of their most the beer that made Milwaukee famous. I can't think of it right now, but he's the man who made Milwaukee famous.
Ah, okay.
So there is that.
Interesting. They're interesting. It's interesting, but still,
Very interesting.
story worth congratulating to the guy for having that kind of honor being. So that's for famous.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna have to let's whip out the 500-pound white elephant in the room right now, shall we?
Sure.
Because I don't know because number one, this comes from the Sun. The article comes from the Sun, and as a supporting Liverpool member, I kind of sort of shy away from the Sun because of reasons, but because of actually legitimate reasons, because why I don't really trust the Sun a lot. But story has it that Crown Jewel could be cancelled, with rumors suggesting it could now be moved.
What?
Crown Jewel might be moved.
Yeah, because I'm looking at something here right now
Mhm.
that says tickets have not gone on sale yet.
Mhm.
And the Saudis confirmed the Khashoggi's death.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They might be moved. The whole event might be moved, with some suggesting that what was it again? With some reports suggesting that Vince McMahon might plan on moving it to Riyadh or somewhere farther away from Saudi Arabia, of course.
Why doesn't he move
But
it to Abu Dhabi?
Maybe number two. And there have been some high level talks to move Crown Jewel to, say, United Kingdom. Another possibility due to its infrastructure, and of course the whole title being actually suitable for United Kingdom as well, because they also have the crown jewels.
Right.
Correct. So yeah, I don't know I'm not quite sure about the accuracy of the story, because it goes on to saying that it is unlikely the show will be canceled completely, because there's a lot of booking sort mentions of the events in SmackDown 1000, which I'll come to in a little bit. But
and by the way, you were corrected on something by LL
what did
about the Crushers, about the shop. No, they went to school together and they drank together in a bar.
Okay.
That was it.
Okay.
And I think there's pictures out there of her on Crusher's shoulder, but I'm not sure.
You should post that on Twitter.
She don't have said photos.
Just scan it. Oh,
she don't have it.
Niche. Okay.
But that would be cool if she had it.
That would be cool. You scan it, you put it in a scanner, you save it in a file somewhere, and you can post it. Wow. People will actually save it.
And Riyadh is in Saudi Arabia, by the way. So
yeah, Riyadh, but still somewhere further away from the capital that they want to put. But Abu Dhabi is a possibility. United Kingdom is another possibility, because of the whole following the apparent murder, and then a lot of reports coming into that, and it is thought that most of the WWE's top stars have made it clear they don't want to go there. They do not want to go there. Me no go Saudi Arabia now.
Yeah. And
I mean, again, like I said, take the article with a grain of salt. It's in the Sun. It's in the Sun's website by Daniel Cutts. He wrote that it could be canceled. The Crown Jewel could be canceled, but it's unlikely that it will be 100% canceled. So maybe it will take a pause and then be moved to another location or moved to another country altogether. But that speaks volumes. What happens to the deal with Saudi Arabia?
Well, you know what? Here's the deal. You know as well as I do that somewhere in the contract there is a clause stating that either side can terminate this contract for cause.
Yes.
And
go ahead.
If this is not reason enough, if this is not cause, the alleged murder of a member of the press who was outspoken against the government and against the king or the crown prince,
let's point out,
in a third country, in another country, is in the embassy and is interrogated and basically murdered, which is what's come out. Why would that's cause, in my opinion, to terminate a contract? I said that last week.
Yeah. I mean, if they consider bailing, like I said earlier on, like I said to you before the pre-show, should WWE consider bailing on the 10-year deal? Could mean a net loss of up to $16 million in operating income itself. So, I mean, and according to some of the reports, even the decision to delay or move the Crown Jewel show could cause a little bit of $2 to $3 million fourth quarter cash flow hit. So they'll get a hit, depending on whether they want to delay it or they want to cancel it altogether. I'd say just delay it or just move it somewhere else altogether. At least you get less losses. I already spoke about this last week. At least you can recoup what you lost in a little bit.
Yeah. Now the question I have is this for you. I have this question for you.
Mhm.
Say WWE delays, cancels, or moves Crown Jewel.
Hmm.
You going to pick up your subscription, or are you going to still leave it out? You're still going to leave it
Uh,
canceled,
yeah, if it's delayed or it's canceled, okay, I'll pick it up
or
back again.
or,
I'll
or
pick it
even
up again.
moved if it's moved to a complete different country or different venue out of
Anything,
out of Saudi.
any decision on WWE that makes the whole crown jewel situation uh that is going to happen delayed or even stopped altogether or moved, I'll say that's a huge. I think that's a huge corporate social responsibility win, and I'll say, okay, I'm down with that. Okay, I'll renew my subscription back again. So yeah,
Okay, I just wanted to
but
get that. I just wanted to get that clear.
yeah, but as of right now, it's still WWE hasn't really pulled an official, say, official note as of why they wanted to whether they wanted to go ahead with it or cancel it or delay it or move it. They haven't really said much about it, even though
No,
a lot of people say that the decision should be the decision itself should be just simple. Either you cancel it, you move it to another day, another time, maybe.
anything, anything but what we're getting right now.
Yeah, anything that we're getting right now, which is just complete and utter silence. And a lot of the wrestlers saying, some of the wrestlers have already voiced out that they're saying that we're defending the whole decision, saying that this is best for business and whatnot. No, sure, it's best for business. Yes, I agree. But what about your the court of public opinion? What would that happen to you?
That is the biggest issue. That is the 800-pound gorilla in the room. What is the public opinion going to say? What are advertisers going to say?
I mean,
You forget the WWE is advertiser driven.
yes, number one. And a lot of advertisers and a lot of sponsors are already pulling out from the deal, so the writing
Yeah,
is already on the wall. You
yeah.
only have Snickers sticking around,
Richard
and
Branson left.
yeah, you only have Snickers left, and Snickers is also just waiting,
Eminem
just
Mars, yeah,
biding their
Eminem
time. Just,
Mars is thinking about pulling out.
yeah,
The United States is pulled out of the summit.
exactly.
So, yeah, it's
I mean, it's
become.
not. I mean, I heard one of the arguments going that Triple H noted that I understand people are questioning it, but you don't have to understand that every culture is different. Yes, we do understand that every culture is different. This is not about culture. This is about
What's right and
the
wrong?
number one and number two, the whole situation, the whole climate, the whole political climate that is bound to happen with the whole questioning being of the legal issues between Saudi Arabia and the U.S. Because let's not forget, Jamal Khashoggi is a U.S. citizen.
Yeah,
He's a Middle Eastern guy, but he's a U.S. citizen.
U.S. citizen that was in Turkey who died at the Saudi embassy.
Government, yeah, at the Saudi government embassy. So
Basically, you could say he died in Saudi Arabia.
mhm.
Anytime you're in the what's the word I'm looking for? Embassy of a
Mhm.
foreign company. It's sovereign. That is sovereign ground to that country.
Yeah,
So it's actually you're in the country. So technically, he was murdered in Saudi Arabia.
yeah, because I mean, if you have even the president of the United States himself, Donald Trump, saying that, yeah, uh, calling out on the whole issue, I think that sets a precedence. The writing is on the wall already. If you don't want to quit it, delay it. If you don't want to delay it, pause it.
Move
Just
it.
do something. Just do something rather than do nothing and continue on with the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not. I may be a minority voice about the whole thing, but This is just questionable. The whole thing is just questionable. I mean, I've already did a rant last week about why I don't really like Crown Jewel.
Right. And now there's even more. Super Showdown has gone off.
Hmm.
And now we have a match with someone who retired, who was put into retirement by the Undertaker, coming out of retirement. But he's not doing it in the United States. He's doing it there.
Yeah, I already told you this. Why, if you want to do a comeback or just one night only return to fight the Undertaker, why not do it in the States? Why not do it where you came from?
Yeah.
Do it in San Antonio, Texas, if you want to.
Right. Somewhere.
Somewhere.
I mean,
Because if you're doing it in Saudi Arabia on Crown Jewel right now, the whole, even though you vehemently even if you vehemently deny that it's not about the money that I'm doing this, the story is there. You're doing it because of the money. You're coming back for
it's
because of the
exactly
money.
why he's coming back. It's not so much. It's not so much that the.
How many years has it
It's
been
not so
since?
much. It's not so much as the fan base in Saudi Arabia wants him to come back. It's for the money.
How many years has it been since Shawn Michaels retired?
Oh, let's see. He was retired at WrestleMania
27, 28,
26,
26. Okay.
I think.
Okay. And 26 was when?
Oh God. Let
Hang
me
on, hang on.
look.
WrestleMania 26 is 2010. That means he's been retired
Yeah,
ever
that,
since.
that that sounds about right.
Yeah, it's on 2010, and that means Sean has stayed retired since 8 years. And every single time people bring up, "Will you be coming back? Will you be returning?" He's always made it say, he's always maintained his status that he is retired. He's only going to do a one-off appearance or just that, and he's not going to come back for one more match.
Yep. And
And
now he's
that
coming
brings up
back for now he's coming back for a match.
now he's coming back for a match. Number one, number two. Now he's coming back not for a big four pay-per-view that has long been the tradition for WWE to do that kind of stuff, like in
Mhm.
WrestleMania or SummerSlam or Survivor Series
Or even
or
or
Royal
even
Rumble or
right.
even those small pay-per-views that you want to do, Great Balls of Fire, Hell in a Cell. Come back on that. Why Crown Jewels? Why Crown Jewel?
Why a glorified house show?
There you go. I mean, the closer it is to being delayed, the closer it is to being canceled, or the closer it is to being moved, the happier I am because I can definitely say for sure that that means Shawn Michaels stays retired, or if you want to do one more match, do it in the States.
Do it in
I,
the
as a
States or do
gaijin living in Japan, talking
it
outside of the States, saying, do it in
e-
the States. Just
even if he did it over in the UK, it would be fine.
true.
Okay? They have a
Because
strong
right now the
WWE
political
has a strong fan base in the UK.
exactly
So
the
they would
political
lose
climate isn't really that.
they would lose their ever loving minds to have that
Hmm.
match.
Yeah, it's like I'll put it this way in terms that I can simplify. It's like it's like the nation of the world, the countries of the world bidding, doing a bidding war for the World Cup or something like that. So, or the Olympics for that matter too. Yeah, you want to do that? Yeah, they'll throw they'll throw stupid amounts of money just to. We want to do the Olympics here. We want to do the Olympics here. No, 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 not you. It's my turn now. I'll give you this much money. That's how it is. But I mean, I don't want to bang on too much on the story that has long been a hot button topic for every single podcast, every single person that has affiliated themselves with wrestling stories and wrestling news and whatnot. And I hate to beat around the dead bush more than a couple of times, but it's just sometimes it's just easier to just take action and just say, yeah, I think with the political climate that we're going with the states and Saudi Arabia going through, let's just take a step back. Let's just delay it first. We'll take a 2 or 3 million loss, but at least we're still keeping the deal going. If you want to still keep the deal going, because at least we can still gain revenue even though we're still in the deal with Saudi Arabia rather than canceling it outright. Because the difference between 2 to 3 million when you just delay or move it between or canceling the 10-year deal, losing a difference of 12 to 16 million, that's huge. That's a whole ton of money. But the difference is minute for the company because they're dealing with 2 to 3 million or 12 to 16 million. Right? That's a easy decision. Let's just delay it. We'll take the 2 to 3 million hit loss, but we're still in the contract. We'll still get our financials backing again. Eventually, we'll do it if we want. We can do it still in Saudi Arabia, but just not right now.
Yeah, give it time.
Yeah,
because the proximity of the show is also knocking the luster off of Survivor Series.
There you go. Yeah, people are not talking about Survivor Series.
No. They're not talking about Survivor Series whatsoever.
Because after Crown Jewel, we're gonna have to talk about Evolution again. No Survivor Series.
No, we got Evolution next weekend.
There you go. We're still talking about Sunday. Evolution.
But Crown Jewel is, oh Christ, what day is that?
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of what day it is now. But
this is the 20th on my end. So for you, I think it's 19?
Yeah, it's 19. I'm saying Crown Jewel, no, today's 20th.
Okay.
But no, what I'm saying is Crown Jewel is next month. And so is Survivor Series.
Because they already put the wholesaling. They actually started. They were scheduled to go on sale yesterday on October 19th.
Right, and they didn't.
But they didn't. They wanted to move it to November 2 now because if you check it now, I believe it's now only has November 2 listed, which is the day of the show. And in addition to that, if you realized, there's still no location listed at this point. There's no solid place where they want to. They haven't
because
really said.
Nobody's buying tickets. Nobody wants tickets. Nobody cares. That's the thing. You look at the lower bowl. Everybody that was on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
We're all a bunch of highfalutin top dogs sitting in those lounge chairs, and all of them with their backs turned to the ring and on their goddamn cell phones.
Mm-hmm. It's a glorified house show.
They didn't pay any attention as to what the hell was going on in the ring. They could have cared less.
Yeah, it's a glorified house show, come what may.
And just because you're making this money, Vince, doesn't mean you have to kiss their asses. Come on.
Well, it is something, but yeah, considering the fact that they are putting it on hold, the sale on hold to November 2nd, which is next month. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
I mean,
we'll really see what happens. This has been interesting.
Yes, it has.
It's very interesting to watch because
the timing of the death of that reporter was, I think, Providence.
In a way,
I'm saying that it's some outside force, some power greater than both of us is saying, WWE, wake up and smell the coffee.
Mm-hmm.
This is not what you need to be doing. The timing was just. And now with all those people that are backing out of it, that's even better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well. I mean, okay, let's move on to one other interesting story that you have. I think I have to. WWE is considering merging Monday Night Raw. Have you heard of the story? Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live.
Merging them?
Yeah.
I have not heard this. Do tell.
because WWE are considering merging both Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live ahead of the mega $1 billion TV deal with Fox.
Oh, so basically they're wanting to eliminate the brand split again.
Yeah, they wanted to eliminate. Yeah, they just want to scrap the splits and have superstars cross over into both shows, because that means you can go back. It goes back a little bit, way back when WWE introduced two shows, but both of their superstars can cross over from Raw, SmackDown, Raw.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no cross. There
There's no
are now
brand
plans.
specific champions anymore.
Yeah, no brand specific champions. There are no plans being put to place to scrap the split, have both talents cross over into both shows. So,
well, the money that Fox paid, I could see why they would do it.
I already told you it's $1 billion.
I said seeing the amount that Fox paid. I didn't say how much they paid. I said seeing how much they paid.
There you go.
I mean, they also have in the rumor roundup today from the Observer. It says that they. How did it go? I'm looking up. It said, yeah, per the Observer, those at Fox want WWE to make SmackDown less about comedy and present it more like sport, specifically for the purpose of cross promotion with sports programs on the network. Isn't that what we've been screaming for
the past 5 years?
Yes.
5 years. Maybe I can say that. Yeah.
It would be interesting. It would be very interesting.
It sets up a precedent. So that means Fox wants SmackDown to be the flagship show rather than Raw.
I'm thinking so. I'm thinking so. He who pays the most money has the most power.
Yeah.
NBC Universal didn't pay near as much. USA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even though Raw is the first one and has been around for over 25 years. Yeah, it would not. It would knock them down. And just think of if they had SmackDown be more about sport and less about comedy. Yeah. How many real casual fans would stick around?
I mean, in October. I mean, I'll set you this one in October, because I think you still have the same piece, or a similar piece. In October next year, SmackDown will be moving from Tuesday to Friday nights on Fox Network. Monday Night Raw will still remain under the USA Network, but the Blue brand will now potentially become the more watched program.
Hello.
Morning, Jomo.
How's it going, guys?
Good.
I wish I would have saw your DM a little bit sooner there. But
you dragged Jomo in at this time. Fine.
You're fine.
I have no one to drag. As of this week, so I don't have any surprises coming over.
You mean I actually pulled a surprise off?
Yeah, you did. But I didn't. Yeah, you told me you have Chris, but I didn't know. And I did remember you telling me unless you have any other people you want to spring up. No, I don't. Suddenly you bring up Jomo. Well, okay, fine. I'll have to do this now, shall I? Entering the ring at I don't know how many pounds and I don't know how many height, billed at I don't know where. Jomo Sensual is in the show.
Nice.
How are you today? How are you today, good sir?
Yeah, how are you today, good sir?
A little tired, but I'm pretty hyped because I'm heading out to Des Moines for a wrestling show later today. So
Oh, is that the SCW Pro?
No, Wrestling Revolver. Who on earth runs that? Chris Bros and Sammy Callahan, I think.
Okay.
Oh, really? Wrestling
Yeah.
Revolver. Okay, let me check.
Yeah, you know SCW Pro.
I've heard of them. I've never seen a show, but I've heard of them.
They're based in Davenport.
Oh.
So,
is it Pro Wrestling Revolver? Is that it?
Yep.
The Wrestling Revolver. Okay.
PCO Walter and Cage of Deathmatch is it Cage of Doom? Cage of Death? It's something like that. It's basically War Games, I believe, though. Main event.
I see. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah,
High Spots Wrestling
I
Network,
forgot
Pro
you live
Wrestling,
in the same state as I do, Jomo. I completely forgot about that.
and a veteran-owned business.
Yeah, I
It
live
is
in the
a
northeast. I live in the northeast corner up there in the tri-states area. You know exactly where I live.
Oh yeah.
If you
Oh.
don't, well, he's simply at Dubuque, Iowa. So anyway, just as I was pleasantly interrupted. Well, here's the thing. So here's where was I stopped? I was stopped at
About
President
Fox
Ross. Yeah, the Fox deal.
Yeah.
What's up with that? They said that they wanted to change the product up a little bit, or I didn't really read that.
Yeah, that's what the Observer is saying. And
Interesting.
I like the idea because he who pays the most has the most power.
Yep, exactly. I mean, it should be kind of clear how, like, it works with WWE. You know, like, it took how long of people screaming for Daniel Bryan for anything to have happened, but then just like shoot a quick DM to Snickers and they change the Battle Royal name from Mania. You know, they don't really care as long as you mess with the money, and then if you can mess with their money, then they'll do anything you want. So,
Yeah. You missed the first segment.
what was the first segment?
Crown Jewel.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Oh no. Oh, that's
I have beaten the dead horse plenty of times already. So I don't think I want to. Unless you have anything new to add to the table.
Fuck that show. That's all I got.
Okay.
Anything else would probably be turning it into like a puddle, like Negan with his baseball bat on Glenn's head.
Yeah. I mean,
Negan
it's out there though now. It was just put up. Saudi actually admitted to his death now.
Oh boy.
In their embassy. They admitted to it. And people got fired over it. Yeah, people got fired over it.
Oh, this show is.
It is.
Yeah, it was playing with fire to begin with, running in there, and it's. All right. I mean,
it is.
I'll gladly take the show to come just over to the U.S. Cellular Center, like 20 minutes from my house, if that's what they want to do. Though, I mean, I'll take a walk basically to see AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan fight. That ain't gonna happen. So, you know.
Yeah. You know, it's like I don't know if you heard the show last week. While the show was going on, MBS canceled his network subscription.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Good on you, man. I almost did last year, but I just there's stuff I watch on there. If I can find a good place to stream it less savory, by less savory means, I might do that. But
yeah, but
I got a big move coming up anyhow, so if I could save some cash. Good on you, though. I probably wouldn't have done it still.
I can't do it because of the Monday night show.
He needs to talk. He needs to talk about the history and all that. So there's that.
So when I go into the archives, I watch a lot of the vault stuff.
I can because I actually have NJPW World, so I can concentrate on that more. Which is funny because right now I am actually going to cross over to some NJPW stories that have been
that's an interesting. That's an interesting thing too that's going on there.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not yet news to you guys, to the listeners out there that are listening, some of you may have known that the management of NJPW, the higher ups of NJPW, has changed. Currently, right now, NJPW president is now a man named Harold Meiji, and his management team, 100%, or probably roughly most of the management team for the NJPW has changed. And rumor has it that there is already strife in the New Japan locker room, and the morale there is very low right now. So, loyal talent. It sets a precedent where loyal talent that you never think about leaving the promotion are considering doing so. So, is that So people are already starting to speculate on the future for Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes, Adam Page, Young Bucks. Hell, say Tamatonga actually spoiled, kind of spoiled. The whole Elite's arrival in WWE because he kind of spoiled the future of the Bullet Club by directly claiming that the group of Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks and company are all headed to the WWE. So
Yeah, that's the rumor.
oh, because he actually posted out a tweet going, "The Elite doesn't exist without Bullet Club. Good luck in WWE." Oh.
He's right though. He's right.
He's right, but
Elite does not come into existence without the Bullet Club.
That is true, but the second part of it, good luck in WWE. Are you saying that they're moving to WWE, or are you just dissing off them going to WWE? Just good luck in WWE, brother.
He's playing the heel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's that's
what he's doing. He's playing the heel.
Yeah, number one. And number two, he actually tweeted about Adam Page coming out with his last Bullet Club affiliated t-shirt. And then somehow, some way, Cody Rhodes actually posted on his Twitter that he has also a last Bullet Club affiliated t-shirt.
Yeah. My guess on that is it's kind of a marketing thing since it's the Bullet Club guys.
On one side, yes.
If
these guys are... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, if there's anything that the Bullet Club guys are good at, it's marketing stuff.
Yeah.
Because, I'm trying to think of how to say it, I guess. But, the appeal, the kind of the badass appeal kind of disappeared shortly after Styles left, for me at least. Mm-hmm. So it's just been, if they weren't any good at marketing, they would be I don't know, Chaos is now, where it's a stable but they're not that cool right now.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. Because there's a lot, like I said, the whole issue with the change in management and the change in direction for NJPW really made a lot of people worry, because reports about morale within NJPW locker room are very, very low, and some of the stars are already considering moving or considering not renewing the contracts and whatnot. And there you go. What? Come again?
We got a couple of solid comments from the chat, and I want to say hello to everybody in chat. Mm-hmm. Adam Rice says that NJPW is doing its best Crockett impersonation. And then Zed says that talking about, I guess, the Bullet Club and Elite and NJPW as a whole, is that they're playing us all. I wouldn't doubt that in the least.
I wouldn't doubt that in the least either, but going off to play off on this one just as the management has changed.
Yeah.
And here's the thing.
That's interesting timing.
Yeah, that's interesting timing. Number one, and number two. Here's another situation that I like to posit. Because all the news reports surface regarding Fox Network trying to get WWE to present SmackDown Live in a more sports-friendly light when the show moves to Fox channels next year.
Yeah, which I still say they have every right to, because they paid for it.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Here's my question. Could NJPW benefit from a real weekly show now that management has changed?
That would be interesting.
Question. Because it's not unprecedented in Japan either. Because I think it's Dragon Gate that has one already.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's groundbreaking for sure. Because as most of the audience would understand, New Japan Pro Wrestling has a very distinct identity that's far removed from Vince McMahon's style of promoting wrestling.
But isn't NJPW I'm not besmirching them. I'm using it as a comparison.
Yep.
Isn't NJPW the WWE of Japan? Everybody that wrestles all the Japanese wrestlers that wrestle in Japan want to get to NJPW.
Sure. Yeah.
Because that's where the money is.
You can say that. But
they have the big machine behind. Oh, look who's here.
Good day.
Hello.
Okay.
First of all, did you get yourself a car?
No, I'm not getting a car for at least like 2 weeks. But,
no!
this was just the the preliminary exploration phase
All
of
right.
figuring out what's going to cost what, and who's going to give me a good deal. We have a new entry onto the list of top 10 things that Chris hates most in life. Car shopping has taken the number 4 spot on the list, and.
Sure.
You learn a lot about these places, about who really wants the deal and who really couldn't care less by going from place to place. And let's just say I know who wants the deal and who couldn't care less. So
Oh man.
yeah.
I just went through and got a new car about a month ago, so I know what that's like, man.
And one other suggestion: try and find a friendly car dealer, because he'll work wonders for you.
I will say, I don't know if you saw it Thursday night in the chat, Chris, but Volkswagen is Econo-German until you lift the hood.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, I had a Volkswagen Jetta 95. My wife and I leased, and it was great. Fuel mileage, everything was great. We would, in less than 20,000 miles, my ex-wife would burn up a set of front brakes. First time we took it over to the dealer, $575 for 2 front brakes to be installed. I'm like, screw you! I went somewhere else.
Oh boy.
Oh shit.
That was the dealer, and I'm like, my God, that's ridiculous.
They're the ones who actually definitely are saying that they want it the most, because they're the ones who are most willing to work with me on things. So it may end up being Volkswagen, but they've changed a lot, it seems, because they give a full bumper to bumper warranty on the car for the life of the lease plus 6 years after, if you choose to purchase the car after the fact.
Right.
Who knows if that'll happen? But either way, they're the ones who definitely have shown that they wanted the most. The Hyundai dealership and the Honda dealership both were kind of just like, we can't really work with you. These are the terms, and if you don't meet our credit terms, you won't qualify. It's like, wow, thanks, guys, great. But
okay,
we'll see what happens.
Well, I'm glad you missed the first 40 minutes or so, Chris, because you would have been angry.
Oh boy, what happened?
So I'm not going to say the name, but the initials are CJ.
Wait,
curtain jerker.
Oh, what happened? What happened?
No, we're talking about Crown Jewel.
Oh.
And the interesting stuff that's come out.
That I know right now.
It just came out this morning at 10 o'clock, just as we started the show. Sean.
Oh, what happened?
Crown Jewel ticket on sale date comes and goes as Saudis confirm Khashoggi's death.
Number 1 and number 2, they moved it to November 2nd, which is actually the day of the show itself.
Shit.
And all culminates to one big story that the Crown Jewel might be moved.
To where?
United Kingdom is a possibility.
Huh. Well, it took you fucking long enough, Vince.
Here we go.
My language, but
a lot of things have happened in 2 days, hasn't it, Chris?
A lot of things have happened. Take a deep breath. Take a few deep breaths.
It will never cease to amaze me just how little this company seems to regard public opinion, and how blatantly obvious they make it that all they care about is their shareholders and investors.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's fucking amazing.
We listen to our fans, as Stephanie said a few weeks back. Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, remember what we said on our show. We are not the fans. The investors and the people who own the venues and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and all that. Those are the fans.
And the advertisers and
Fox Sports and USA Network. Those are the fans.
Although you're gonna like this one that is out from the Observer there, Chris. Fox is telling WWE they want SmackDown to be less comedy, more sports oriented. yes, please.
Yeah.
That is.
But like I said this, Chris, and you could agree or disagree. He who pays the most has the most pull.
Mhm.
And what did Fox pay? They paid what? Almost $1 billion.
So
$1 billion.
let's start making the predictions right now. New Day to Raw, Shield to SmackDown.
Yeah.
No, here's the thing. Fox also had this to say about that one. They wanted both Raw and SmackDown to jump.
They wanted
the crossover,
they wanted the crossover,
which means no more brand split, which means what? 1, 2, 3 titles disappear.
Huh. That I'm not too hyped about.
And at least 30% of the talent immediately loses their airtime.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
Like the roster is already too big. You gotta have to figure something out.
And therein lies the problem. Is that as we've said, we were talking on Thursday night about how NXT is such a thick show because they have too many people and not enough airtime. Well, be prepared for it to go right back to that on Mondays and Tuesdays as well because they have too much of a roster and not enough airtime for all of them, even with 5 hours of broadcasting time.
Yes, exactly.
Right. With Fox saying to WWE, less comedy, more sport. I like it.
That's about the only positive you can take from that, but definitely is an appreciative positive. But I promise you, USA won't make the same demands for Raw. So Raw is going to turn into the New Day Elias show.
Oh, cool.
So here's the thing, though. I would love nothing more than for USA to follow the lead of Fox, and it'll force Dunn and Vince and company to actually produce wrestling.
That I'm okay with. I'm 100% okay with that. If they actually do that, who knows if they do, but if they do, I'm 100%.
And my thing on this is like I do appreciate. Vince usually takes it and is like, oh, I don't really know what we're doing this segment. We'll make it funny, and then it's not funny. So
well, his idea of what's funny versus what is actually funny is very different things.
Yeah, his idea of funny is Old Day and Lashley's sisters. So if we can get rid of that for good, just please.
Yeah, 3 guys, 3 men in drag. Yeah, that was wonderful.
Oh my god.
Yeah. No, please don't.
If I was Fox, I would definitely be like, yeah, we're getting rid of that because that kind of shit's just embarrassingly unfunny. The point where nobody wants to be watching that.
And at least we're slowly beginning to receive that don't give a fuck Bobby Lashley that we need along with Leo Rush. So please continue on with that one.
We're getting the 0 fucks given Bobby Lashley.
Yeah,
that I'm okay with.
That I'm okay with.
I can live with that.
I can live with that. I can live with that.
Whoever guessed that 2 months ago, Leo Rush would be the one to save Bobby Lashley's WWE career? How fucking weird is that?
The thing is with Leo Rush, he's fantastic on the mic. Bobby Lashley sucks ass. I mean, Bobby Lashley sucks. That's always been his issue.
No, not always. I mean, he had his moments in Impact when he was the 3-belt champion, and he was just gave 0 shits about mouthing off to Dixie and Billy Corgan. So that was 2016. Bobby Lashley was great on the mic, but that hasn't translated at all. And that's the real problem when you boil it down.
Yeah, but the difference is, did Impact actually script their promos? I doubt that seriously.
That's also true.
Whereas the WWE is notoriously known for
heavily scripting.
Yes, and delivery and timing just isn't there because Bobby Lashley sucks as a actor.
Face actor. Oh, okay.
Overall. Matt, what's going on with your connection?
That's Jomo. I don't know what it is with his internet.
What's up?
You're all of a sudden going, you know how that tinny sound you get sometimes on audio? It's like your internet's fading on you.
Just a second. Let me see what's going on here.
Okay. I mean,
And then
with the whole new.
Go ahead.
I have no idea what that is. Is it
Okay.
still happening, or are we good?
You're good right now. It comes.
We're
and goes.
good right now.
Okay.
Yeah. What else do we want? Well, I was actually wonderfully talking.
Yeah, we were talking about NJPW, something Chris loves.
Yeah, no, I'm cool with talking about New Japan.
Well, here's my question to you, though, Chris. Yeah. Considering the fact that we had just got news of a whole management change up top with NJPW.
Yeah.
Could NJPW benefit from a real weekly show?
Television-wise, I guess you're talking about, right?
Yeah, television-wise, I guess.
It would depend entirely on where it's being broadcast. That's the real thing, because New Japan, for the most part, is a sold show in Japan. Their house shows are pretty much always going to be, winning affairs. Mm-hmm. But when you get to the international market, that's really where they're showing themselves to be focusing lately. And
with the whole, because I think this is actually their main reason why they switched management for the presidency. That's why they wanted to go global. They wanted to try and go global for this.
Yeah, and like, what kind of international marketing can they get? That's going to be, in the end, that's the biggest question, because who knows what they can actually achieve on an international scale. What networks are going to be willing to give them that airtime? Because they have the re-airing of the old shows on Axis, but would they be able to find a network that would be willing to give them the weekly airtime for a live broadcast, or maybe not even a live broadcast, but like a tape delay airing of that day's show?
I have an idea. Chris. I doubt it'll happen, but starting next October, USA is losing 2 hours of wrestling coverage on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
That would be a perfect, if they could slide in there, but that isn't going to happen.
No, because they've been in Vince's pocket for how long now?
For years.
Yeah. So I doubt that will end up happening, but it would be awesome if it did. But again,
have them go to Spike or something.
Does Spike even exist anymore?
Or no, that's Paramount Network now, I think. I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't keep track of that crap.
No.
Go ahead.
Anything is possible, certainly, but as we've seen with New Japan on Axis, as we've seen with Impact on Pop TV, Lucha Underground, the wrestling programs that are on the smaller networks still only get the niche audiences that really want to tune in. And, I'm sure that there are going to be a lot of people who are going to want to tune in, but how many of their, how many people are going to be willing to pay that extra coverage? That's what it really boils down to, is how many people are going to be willing to pay that extra coverage.
Right. And my cable company doesn't even offer L-Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah, neither does mine. So it's.
Me neither.
That's one.
Yeah.
That's always. That's
you must
always
have the same company as I do, Jomo. You must have Mediacom.
Stuck with freaking Mediacom. At least their internet's finally not complete horseshit anymore.
You got the 1 gig capability, right?
I think so.
Yeah, we've got it here too.
For I think until 20 something. I don't know what it was, but the internet would go out like 3 times daily. It fucking sucked. I don't know what changed within the last 2 years or so, but since then maybe it goes out once a week.
They've been running a lot of fiber optic cables around, so
I wish I had the ability to get fiber here. Like, that would be a dream come true.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, especially for your stream, right?
Well, yeah, that. Everything basically. Although
everything really, because fiber isn't really just for the internet. It's just for your connectivity, basically.
Yeah.
Faster connectivity means faster reliability on your internet.
Yeah.
You can connect. You can rely on it more when you're in remote.
Yes, you can.
The dream scenario is that they start treating internet service like television service and guarantee that everybody receives the same level of coverage. But that'll never happen.
Oh God, no!
Too much money to be made.
Yes.
Screw capitalism.
Screw capitalism, indeed. But in any case.
Anyway, that's the conversation.
I know you guys from Two Guys One Sport had touched about this, about how NJPW locker room is very low right now on morale. So there's that.
Yeah, it's weird though about how that has been recently, because you'd think that with the investment that people are showing in some of the storylines, and with the fact that even after the title change and Naito not getting the belt of Wrestle Kingdom, even after that, Kenny getting the title and all that, people are still invested and still care about the product. You would think that that would translate to the locker room being equally invested in things, but apparently that is not the case.
Yeah.
I mean, I won't say that it lies. I won't say that it lies 100% for low morale on, say, the local talent. I think because the whole argument definitely rests more on the talent that they outsourced out from. Say Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes, Hangman Page, basically your gaijins that you dragged into.
Yeah.
Because the thought of especially with the whole story about how after the change in management, the names that you never think about leaving the promotion or considering doing so, those big names that they have, thanks in part to the president himself, Harold Meiji, and the management team and all that, those names that I have said that might not be 100% guaranteed to leave now looks a possibility to leave. And I think that's what led to the whole low morale, because if the big stars go, what happens to them? They have to buck up and change the trend. That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, and yeah, you're right. Usually, in a perfectly designed business, when your audiences, your customers are invested, are liking the product, that should translate to high morale and better working conditions or environments or situations for the employers there. But no, surprisingly not. And even and surprisingly speaking too, some of the young lions are actually starting to retire or just leave. Like Tetsuhiro Yagi at the age of 26 too. I don't know whether it's due to this low morale or just because of his person, because he cited its personal reasons. Why not? So that's it. The whole timing of it feels really, really off.
Yeah, I'm still unclear as to why they had the management change in the first place. Because I mean, they've been riding the best business years that they've had in the company for quite a while. I'm really confused as to why they suddenly added this management change out of nowhere. It's like, you got to wonder what exactly was that prompted this decision.
Yeah,
could be any number of things. Maybe they want to be like Vince.
Well, the deal was didn't they announce that it was Kidani stepping down, or I probably butchered his name, but
no, that is actually how you pronounce his name.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Nice.
That is
right,
that is correct.
I think that's what was released to the public. I don't know if there could have been something more there. I was like, hey, we're gonna not fire you, but you're gone.
I mean, I can't say. I think Chris can also agree on this one. I can't say that there is one major reason as to why there's this unhappy feeling in NJPW, the low morale and all that. There's not one major thing, unless you want to say the whole management change up has been the single sole reason as to why it feels like that. Because there's the whole early contract offers, because let's remind ourselves, these guys work under contract, and their contract usually goes like a year or 2 years until they have to renew it again and again and again.
Right.
And that's number one. And number two, when they start renewing the contracts, the company has the buying power. The company has the final say. This is how much we want to give you. If you don't want to take this contract, sure, just leave the company. There you go.
Yeah. Although I really have to wonder why they would be willing to take that chance with how successful they've been lately. And yeah, they've got Okada locked in, but
Yes.
There's no guarantee that he alone, and not to say nothing against Okada, because obviously he's one of the best of all time, but there is no guarantee that he is going to be able to carry the whole thing on his back if everybody else decides to go. And there's no guarantee. Obviously Tanahashi only has so many years left on him. Yeah, he looks great now, but how much longer he's going to be able to hold up at that when he right now is at the age of 41.
Mhm.
So. And Naito is no spring chicken either. He's 35. So
you're gonna rely on Hiroshi Tanahashi again?
I said on Thursday I would not be surprised if he, and I actually would kind of be glad in some ways if he won, if he won at the Dome.
Yeah, I know.
That would actually be a very, very
kind
cool
of
thing.
like a good swan song, if you want to say about that, right?
Yeah.
You could look at it as a
Gold watch run.
Yeah, gold watch run. You could look at it as that. And I actually could see that being a great way to get the belt over to Naito, because that's what they really should have done all along. Like it or not, we vilified them for not putting the belt on him at the Dome. And then, 4 months later, 5 months later, when we realized, oh wait, he's still over. He still is a huge deal. He still is great, and we all still love him. We said, okay, maybe this wasn't such a bad move. But now we've reached the point where we have to say, maybe actually this wasn't the best move, because they put themselves in a corner, and this Omega title run has been pretty lackluster.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly speaking, yeah.
Some of that, I'm going to throw some blame on Cody, because Cody's not a great in-ring worker. And, he's great with building a character, building up excitement for him, but he's never been a great in-ring worker. And that in New Japan it hurts you a bit.
Certainly.
Ring work is at a higher priority than WWE. Like, if Cody was in WWE right now and able to do that stuff for himself, biggest guy there, definitely. But and you got to be able to work.
It's a different audience here versus what's over in Japan.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, and then there's some points to ponder on this one, because considering the fact that both Meiji and the new general manager Michael Craven, some actually say that both of them are very different and not experienced in dealing with wrestlers at all. So I can't say with 100% certainty that whether that is one of the major cases, because again, like I said, I don't know where to pin most of the blame towards where, because there's a lot of things. The whole early contract talks, the switch of management, giving the post to people who don't really know how to run a wrestling operation or run a wrestling business in that matter. Because running a business is one thing, running a wrestling business is a whole different beast.
Yeah.
Not just over here in the East, but over there in the West. Running a wrestling promotion is a whole different beast. Yes. Wow.
Yep. Everywhere.
Yeah. Compare, Chris, if you can see, compare the morale, the feel of the company, the morale of the company when we were doing G1 coverage, this year's G1 coverage, up to now.
Yeah.
It feels different. It feels different. I don't know.
It definitely does.
It does.
You're absolutely right. And it sucks too, because this year, it's still the thing about it that is to the credit of the performers and also to the confusion of us is that despite the fact that there's this low morale issue, the company still is putting out great product that is still some of the best in the world, and they have managed to hold to that without much difficulty. So, it's a shame to think that that the wrestlers are still going out there putting their all in, and despite having severe dissatisfaction with what's going on, and having to wonder, okay, so when is it that people are going to be getting to the point where they're going to start phoning it in? That's a scary thought.
Because something like that is already happening in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
I said this before you came on, Chris, that the NJPW in Japan is a WWE in Japan.
Yes.
That is the promotion everybody wants to be at.
And not just Japan, but the world.
But but to say and WWE and NJPW are constantly fighting for that top spot of who gets the talent. Right now, the WWE is signing a lot more talent than New Japan is. That could be part of the reason as to why there was a management change.
Well, I would think that if that was the case, then they would want to keep someone in charge who is going to have the greatest likelihood of retaining. And Kanani's leadership, they had, not since the Styles, Nakamura, Anderson, Gallows exit in 2016, they hadn't really lost anybody on a high level.
Yeah.
So, at that point in time, you have to wonder,
now it's looking like you're going to lose Cody and the Young Bucks,
and possibly,
not just Cody and the Young Bucks,
possibly Omega too.
Possibly Omega, and possibly Adam Page.
The whole elite. I mean, Adam Page had that tweet that he sent out last week of, "This is my final Bullet Club shirt."
Yeah,
exactly.
Tama Tonga healed all over it, as you said.
Yes, and that was great. I love that.
and Cody Rhodes even put out a tweet for that too. This is my final shirt as a Bullet Club member.
Yeah, and they're leaving it open to the interpretation of, maybe they're just abandoning the Bullet Club name and rebranding it totally to the Elite, or maybe not. Maybe they are all walking out the door.
Yeah.
Although I would,
that would hurt that promotion big time if not so much Cody, but the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega leaving and coming to the E.
Yes,
that would hurt them. That would cut NJPW to the bone.
Yes. Well, but here's the thing about it that really has me confused in a lot of ways. Because we know why Cody left. Cody left because he didn't think he was ever going to get to be a main event level player. They were just going to keep him in the Stardust mask, and he wasn't ever going to really get any respect.
Yeah,
I have to wonder what makes Cody think that now all of a sudden they would give him that just because he was successful on the Indies. Because as we've seen, there are more than enough examples of people who have been on the main roster who have come from NXT, has huge names from other companies, and have been completely squandered on the main roster. Look at Nakamura. Look at Anderson and Gallows. Basically anybody who is not AJ Styles.
Yeah.
You have to look at that and think to yourself, okay, these guys were huge names when they came over from New Japan and from other companies. And now that WWE has them, WWE is just saying, okay, well, now that we've got you, we can just, do whatever we want, and are treating a lot of them like garbage.
True.
So you'd have to wonder, what makes them think. I mean, obviously the money. So every man has his price, as they say. If they just decide, whatever, we don't care about being treated as top level talent as long as we're getting paid like top level talent. Following the Nakamura example.
Yeah.
Which
here's the caveat to all that, because you mentioned 3 names that came from NJPW, and here's my news for those 3 names. NJPW is thinking of re-signing Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, and Shinsuke Nakamura back again.
Take them. They're not doing shit in WWE, so might as well.
Because the timing of this is so coincidental. It's just a lot of coincidence working together. At the advent of people talking about whether Kenny Omega is going to leave, whether Young Buck is going to leave, whether Cody Rhodes is going to leave.
Well, Zed says it as well in there. we both say we all were saying that NJPW would be hurt. ROH would be too because of their working arrangement with NJPW.
If the Bucks, and Cody and Paige and Marty Scurll and all them leave, if the Elite leaves and goes to the Fed, ROH is a dead promotion walking.
It's dead in the water.
It's kind of dead already, considering who they're pushing, like Silas Young and Matt Taven. But I get what you mean. Yeah, it's Ring of Honor.
It's their main. It's one of the main event rosters. Half of the main event rosters, probably.
Yeah.
If all of them jump to WWE, ooh, that's cutting ROH in one fell swoop.
Yeah.
It's just not just cutting the legs; it's cutting the leg and one arm.
Yeah. Delirious will have to scout some other than Manu.
Which is odd to me because when you think about it, like, well, I mean, the Manu reference, where the hell did that come from? But what's odd to me is that WWE has proven over, especially the past 2 months, but really over the past year, that their investment is pretty much entirely right now in international expansion because they feel that they are at the point where they have the American market on lock because they can basically just sign whoever they want away from the indies whenever they want them.
Yeah,
that's basically what has been shown by the fact that they've picked up names like Keith Lee, like Matt Riddle, so many of the others.
Chelsea Green.
Hell, even you can even say that about Lashley.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was.
They brought him. They were able to sign him back, and then, they finally got Mia Yim to sign to a contract.
Yep. That was more of a when were they actually going to do it more than anything because she's been more than deserving of that for years now. It's just a matter of when were they actually going to pull the freaking trigger?
Yeah.
Because
it was time.
That should it was time last year. But that's besides the point.
Maybe the contract was offered and she said no, thank you at the time.
Yeah,
I don't see why she would have. I mean,
there are some people who there are some people that.
Oh yeah, that's probably what it was to do with Toni Storm for a while too. I mean, that was what I said about her initially was that when she didn't sign initially after the first Mae Young. I said, it's probably because she knows that she is a highly marketable commodity, and give her another year, and they can definitely she can definitely make more money off of that.
Yeah, but that's the same thing with Mia Yim. She was highly marketable, especially after being in the May last year.
Yeah, but I don't know.
That helps. Anytime you do something, special event with because that's what it is. It's a special event for WWE or NXT, whatever. You do something like that'll raise your stock on the indies a little bit.
Yes.
As to what you get paid. Look at Tennille Dashwood. She's commanding what $2,500 plus airfare and motel to go wrestle for you, and people are paying it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's interesting. It's interesting, basically, for the whole NJPW persona because I'll blanket. I think I'll go generalize on the whole section of Japanese wrestling promotions as a whole because Pro Wrestling Noah has been throwing their weight around lately because they recently gotten new sponsorship. I think recently.
Oh yeah.
Dragon Gate has great revenue and likely have extra money with some big guys recently leaving. So there's that.
All Japan has resurrected themselves.
All Japan, yeah, it's the only company I worry about. All Japan Pro Wrestling is the only company I worry about. I mean, as much as people say attendance is good, it's nowhere near as good, and they spend a huge chunk of their income on outsiders already. But they could be motivated by their growing interest in NJPW rivalry and all that too. I laugh a little bit because talking about DDT is a bit of a cost-cutting mode right now. Their new owners, however, could flip the money switch on quite easily. They see that DDT Pro can be a financially legitimate wrestling promotion,
and a legitimate wrestling promotion that doesn't have those crazy battle royals on freaking trains and crap.
Yeah.
You guys see that they're running Mania Weekend this year?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, they were in last year too.
They did last year too.
Oh, I was not aware of that.
Yeah,
The same company, the same company that has guys like Dan Shokudino and Yoshihiko.
Are we gonna
Okay,
start this
moving
up
on.
again?
Moving
No,
on, moving
no,
on,
I'm not
moving on,
allowing it.
moving
I'm
on.
not
You
allowing
have
it.
Good.
you have chill, cool, calm, collected MDS rather than the insane MDS 2 weeks back.
Last week.
So don't worry, you're safe. Moving on. BJW, Big Time Japan Wrestling, is really healthy right now. They make a significant portion of the cash in merchandise. So, of course, when you move merchandise so well, you get a lot of revenue back on that. So there's that. If they can actually secure a big name to BJW, that would be good. And Wrestle One, from what I can get, for what I can understand, what I can gather, I believe has pretty deep pockets, even though they're not that successful. They don't have that much in terms of success, and they look like they're really on the upswing right now. So there's that. So that's, and then 0-1, last but not least, of course, 0-1. I don't believe if they go on a cash grab, I don't think they can go on a cash grab. But hey,
I was gonna say, like,
in Japanese wrestling promotions, that has never stopped any company from getting any big names in the past. So.
True.
No, sir.
Yeah.
So, if you want to say that, NJPW is going to go on a little bit of a limbo, or just period of uncertainty. There's a lot of places that are starting to go on the upswing in terms of Japanese wrestling promotions, if they are interested in that one.
Mm-hmm.
With the only clear exception, in my opinion, anyways, All Japan Pro Wrestling. Whether they wanted to jump from NJPW to their direct rival in AJPW, that's a whole different bread altogether. So, what's that?
See, yep, that. But like we said, you said it best, Chris. Ring of Honor would be a dead promotion walk-in if those four, just the Bucks, Cody, and Kenny Omega left.
Yeah.
And right now, Cody's the NWA champion.
The nail in the coffin, yeah.
Yeah, that would kill NWA once again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, and I really forgot about Dragon Gate. Dragon Gate. Who did Dragon Gate pull off that week?
Yeah, bring back Pac. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just some dude that used to be a king in WWE, I guess, or
Yeah.
I need to watch more of that.
Cruiserweights now over there, Pac. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So and then what? NJPW took someone that took Pac's place, or Pac's place, I should say.
Shingo, yeah.
Yeah, Shingo. There you go.
Shingo is over in NJPW now. So
yeah,
it's an interesting thing there.
It is.
Is interesting. They lose one, and then the same week they sign one.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kept so quiet. Nobody knew anything.
No, for all we knew, we thought Pac was done with wrestling because wasn't. I mean, that's what the rumor was for a little bit, wasn't it? That he was just not taking calls anymore, and he might be out.
Yeah, that was the rumor about it, because even Shingo.
Then all of a sudden, within 2 weeks before he signed with Dragon Gate, the WWE goes out public that Neville's been released from his contract. And then
I think later, because it's already
in the next 2 weeks later, he's showing up at Dragon Gate.
Yep. What a weird cycle that was, because I think he sat out his 90 days. I mean, obviously sat out before that if he went to Dragon Gate. Yeah. But we didn't know he got released until very shortly before those 90 days ended, I think. And then no one knew what was going on with him, and now he's in Dragon Gate. So I think that for a while there was rumors he was spotted in Pittsburgh doing medicals for WWE. Clearly that was fake, but I mean,
there's been some really weird stuff that has happened.
Yeah.
Over the
overall, it's just weird. It's just weird for NJPW. I don't know, because it's I think the best word to say it is just uncertain. There's a whole lot of uncertainties happening around them. And it doesn't really affect NJPW. It's going to affect the whole wrestling promotion in Japan as a whole too, because what happens if most of their best talent jump ship? They're gonna go make a cash grab.
Exactly.
If possible.
I'm sure you could. I'm like what we were talking about earlier. I don't think we're gonna see Naito be like, "Hey guys, I'm in Pro Wrestling Noah now." But I mean, you could see
No.
Not Tetsu. Jesus Christ. Tomohiro Ishii maybe be like, I'm gonna go maybe work the United States a little bit more, or I might go
work
based
on CMLL or go work at AAA. Something.
Yeah. If there's anyone, is I picked Ishii for the reason of like he's seemingly more valued internationally than he is over in Japan, where he's only been a never champion. But
I've said that's the criminal for his career because
that's criminal. I mean, the Stone Pitbull himself. He and I'll say this on my own personal point. He and Katsuyori Shibata epitomized the whole strong style for NJPW. They're the ones who set that. They're the ones who set that in motion for the rest of the town to follow.
Yeah,
they basically put the style of NJPW itself to the picture. Both these guys.
And there's plenty of people out there that I think. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, and that's what attracted guys like Chris, guys like George, guys like me, Taker, or whatnot. Those two guys are just going to beat the ever-loving shit out of each other. So,
yeah.
And for
that's the best kind of match, and it's easy to book.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys. Okay, Ishii, you're going over this time. Go figure it out.
Go figure it out.
For someone like
classic.
Yeah, that was one of the.
I mean, that's the best way to do a match. Is Ric Flair said it more than once. You listen to the crowd and give them what they want.
Yeah,
the way the crowd's reacting over certain things, if you give them this, it's like Sting said one time. He says, "I'm gonna throw you in the corner, no sell the chop, on your starting your comeback, no sell the chop." And what happened? The crowd lost their ever loving mind.
Yeah.
It's simple.
It is.
Like George says, wrestling is simple.
WWE makes it hard.
Yeah.
Vince makes it hard. He does. And basically every promotion does.
Yeah.
To one degree or another.
Yep. They really do. That's why there's really no standout hot promotion going on right now. It's everybody else is kind of just tripping over their own feet right now, and it's worldwide, unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
and that's sad.
Some of it, I mean, can be attributed to WWE signing a lot of guys, and for that, I kind of understand. You
oh, there you go.
Nope.
At the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say that all again.
You want to run that by us again?
Oh, was I getting that audio feedback again?
That audio, that funkiness, yeah.
Oh, I was saying that there's once WWE take guys, there's a little bit of like if you're just relying on like the Matt Riddles and Keith Lees to sell your product, and now you're not building anyone up. That's still on you as a promoter. The only top guy right now I can think of that's been kind of built, and this happened more last year than this year, is WXW with Ilya Dragunov. Other than that, it's just a lot of, we got guys, but nothing's really going on, and I don't know.
Ilya Dragunov and Walter, what a match.
Yeah.
Oh,
man.
Oh,
boy. Thanks, George.
Yeah.
He sent me that link, and I was enraptured with that match. I sat here just with my.
You were hooked.
Yeah, mouth open and just like, oh my god, this is wrestling like I watched when I was a kid. Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's what I've been watching WXW, or I've been at least interested in watching them. I finally pulled the trigger and subbed it earlier this year. But yeah, that last year, that match is what got me.
Yeah. I mean, you could say that at the same time as Ilya Dragunov was being built up in WXW is when Progress was building up Travis Banks.
Yeah,
but they haven't done anything with him since he dropped the title.
Yeah, so, Banks kind of got fucked up too, badly with their booking, but
yeah, that was the one big mistake that Jim Smallman made. Which is unfortunate, but that is what it is. He still has limitless potential, and they could very easily heat him back up with little to no effort.
Oh yeah,
yeah, because that's how they built Travis Banks to be that way. It's simple for them. It's simple. If you knock it down, we We know how to get you back up again. We know how to get you back up.
Shit.
Yeah.
Even if we knock you down on the wrong or two.
It's wrestling isn't hard, people, as George says. He says it all the time. I swear to God, if I had played a drinking game with your show, George, or your show, Chris, it would be every time that George says wrestling's simple, people.
Yeah, we have our catchphrases.
I mean, that would be a shot. I would be drunk by the end of 2 hours.
Yeah. I mean, you know, which is not to say that would necessarily be a bad thing, but you know.
No, not necessarily. I'm trying to cut down the alcohol here, people.
No, I know.
It's just funny.
Yeah. That's the thing, though. The thing about it that is like we have those catchphrases, but the fact of the matter is, and you know, I'm not going to say that you know we're the smartest people ever that we know these things, but we're not wrong.
No.
Yeah. No. You guys are right. It's definitely. Oh, go ahead.
It's simple.
We all have said it. We have all said it. I was saying it from the very beginning of this show. That wrestling isn't difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Wrestling is not complicated. Keep it simple.
Yeah. No,
You know,
as a wrestling promoter. Oh, go ahead. As a wrestling promoter, you don't have to go for the walk-off grand slam every time. And yeah, that's what we see people trying to do. They're trying to like galaxy brain their way into these great, huge overarching stories when the thing is like right in front of you, what you need to do. I probably didn't explain that right at all, but that's what
it made sense. I understood what you're saying.
I mean,
what you're saying basically, they can't see the forest for the trees.
Yeah, they're trying to reinvent the wheel, and the wheel works well enough. Just do the wheel.
Just use the damn wheel.
Yeah, it doesn't. No, the wheel does not need to be a square or a triangle or like anything like that. Yeah, exactly. It's like you can just run the simple stories that work. You don't need to. And everything needs to go Gargano Ciampa or Tanahashi Okada or something like that. And that's I feel like that's one of my major complaints with certain promoters in wrestling is like they want everything to be this long overarching story when you can just tell simple stories, not go full idiot with it all, and then you could still satisfy your fan base.
Well, the problem with what you're saying is you brought up a word that WWE is notoriously doing. They're making their baby faces look like absolute freaking idiots.
Oh man, yeah.
I
have no idea what the deal with that is.
Stupid shit distract them and they lose.
Yeah. Like, oh, a butterfly. Shit, that's never in a wrestling match, and then get rolled up. You're like, oh man. It's like with Carmella versus Asuka. Who showed up? James Ellsworth. Just enough to distract Asuka long enough to get rolled up and lose. Yeah, really, Asuka should have been like, yeah, who gives a shit? Just hit Ellsworth and go pin Carmella. But you know,
that would have been the right way to go about it.
Yeah, that would have made sense. What they did there made no sense.
Why? It's always
he's funny.
Yeah,
me.
No. Why are WWE baby faces all just dumb shit? Ooh, a butterfly. It's like somehow they all got the collar that this one dog in a Pixar movie called Up. That's
a great reference.
Squirrel.
Great reference.
Anything.
I think you made. Fuck, never mind. That was longer ago than Money in the Bank. But Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
You had someone randomly distracted by Drew McIntyre running in the ring, and he got a zigzag from Ziggler. It's like, why do you care? Drew's in the ring. He can't do shit.
Yeah.
Sun and Death OT, make him hit you.
Or just toss him over. Yeah. Go away. I'm gonna pin.
It's like
what a rush! No.
You know what I'm thinking, Chris. When I'm like that, it's just the frustration, the absolute frustration.
And really, it's not hard to not make your faces look like idiots. It's just a matter of just like have Seth Rollins kick out of the zigzag, so that way he's not just like a weak wimp who died because some idiot ran through the ring, and like he doesn't have to win the match. Just don't make it that way. They want to protect faces. Like, I'm going to bring up my least favorite example of this, which is the exploding TV TLC 2014.
Oh
We
God!
can't really have anyone lose, so we'll just have this happen. Like, oh, it's a 50.
Oh my God, that was
And don't forget-
easily
don't
one of
forget-
the worst.
Don't
moments.
forget the hologram in the cage.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Why does everything stupid happen around Dean Ambrose?
Yeah,
Dean
because
Ambrose, distracted by TV. Ooh, a television. Let me pick
because
it
the,
up. Oh,
because
Tom.
the crowd liked him better than Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
This was back when Vince was not back when because he still is, but this was when Vince was at one of his most vindictive phases.
Yeah, the
you know,
Brock
When is he
Lesnar
not-
thing
when is
followed
he
that
not
up too
vindictive?
pretty quickly.
Yeah,
When
Well,
is
that-
Vince
well,
not
that-
vindictive? When is Vince
that's-
not vindictive? God, spit it out. It ain't yours.
that's fine. No, but like I agree with you. I think that's part of why he makes the baby faces look like idiots is because he wants to get back at the crowd, and you don't like the baby face that I chose. Well, here's your guy that you like, and we're gonna make him look like a moron.
we're gonna put him in.
You don't like the story that I'm telling. Well, here now I'm gonna tell you a story that you're gonna like even less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You like this baby face? I'm gonna put a dog collar around it, and he'll go squirrel, shiny thing somehow in some way. So.
Yeah.
and not to be outdone, he also makes Roman look like a complete and total idiot a lot too.
Yeah, that is the thing that is most mystifying to me.
And that's Vince's guy.
Yeah,
That's Vince's guy.
yeah. Vince's guy, the single worst booked champion in the history of WWE.
Yep. Because this whole Brock Lesnar shit is the worst. It's arguably up there for the
Oh
worst.
yeah, and we
feud.
got that in a triple threat.
Oh
coming
man,
up.
who wants this anymore? We've had 4 years of Roman Reigns trying to get Brock Lesnar, and still he's probably not even going to pin him at Crown Jewel. We're going to redo it at Mania or something.
No, he's gonna pin Braun Strowman, or Braun Strowman is gonna pin Brock Lesnar, or something like that.
Braun is absolutely eating the pin.
Yep.
Braun
What
is
did Braun
absolutely
do to
eating
piss
the
off Vince? Just out of nowhere, it's just suddenly
He got over organically. That's what he did.
Yep,
He got over than Roman Reigns. He got over than Roman Reigns, and Vince is pissed off about it.
Yeah, we had one solid week where it was like, oh wow, Braun versus the Shield. This is something cool. And then fucking Dolph Ziggler got in, and it's like, oh, screw this.
Just no.
Yeah, no, any main event feud with Dolph Ziggler in it is probably not going to be good.
Oh no.
So they're already spreading the dissension that all three of them would be breaking up, which is good.
Yeah, that is the stupidest thing that there ever was.
Why did Drew need to be affiliated with that?
In the first place.
Charisma vacuum that is Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, I'm wondering that too. That he showed up as Dolph's lackey rather than it being the other way around.
Yeah.
Why is Drew the one who's helping Dolph? Why is Dolph not the one helping Drew? When Drew is clearly the superior fighter and performer.
Yeah, Drew's the star of the group.
I want my Scottish psychopath back rather than Scottish lackey.
I was seeing an idea that maybe it goes that Dean and Drew break off together and be like their own thing, but I still don't know what you do.
And then you're gonna have Dolph Ziggler side with Braun Strowman,
right? Strowman might as well just go get Nicholas back.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, that there, you know what? That there is something else. And you know what
Because Strowman, if you pick pick me instead of Ziggler, just anyone but Ziggler.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyone but you, Dolph. Anyone but you.
Honestly, when you get right down to it, that's probably the right way to think about it, because this has been just a complete failure of storytelling in every conceivable way when you get right down to it.
I can't get past the fact that Dolph was one of the members of the Spirit Squad, Nikki, I believe.
Yeah, Nick.
and I still see that. Whenever I see him, I still see that character. And it's like,
Nick, please stay away from my TV screen.
Yeah,
that was the best segment though when Miz brought out. I think it was Kenny and Mikey or whatever from the Spirit Squad, and
Kenny and Mikey.
Man,
that was great.
That was the best. Yeah,
that was beautiful. but yeah.
And Dolph Ziggler got his ass kicked.
Yep.
Yes.
You know?
Okay, so anyway, should make a shout out to IWGP Heavyweight Champion, of course, the cleaner Kenny Omega, who turned 35 this week. That's
okay.
one. And number 2, Will Ospreay. Ooh, please get well soon.
Yeah.
I've seen the whole thing, and oh my god, that is so ugly.
Yeah.
What did he do this time?
He botched a move and got injured off from it. So
Oh. Knowing Osprey's offense, that can't be pretty.
Nope. It was bad.
It
What
was
did he botch?
really bad.
What move did he botch?
What was it
That got him
again?
hurt?
I can't really recall what was it. But I know he's number 1, he's injured now. Number 2, he's dealing with a rib injury that may put him out for the Road to Power Struggle Battle of Super Junior Tag League 2018.
Well, they already announced that he's out for the entire road
he's
too,
out.
and
He missed
Taishi's
it.
off the shows as well as a result of that. So they
Oh,
want,
really?
yeah, because they're trying to keep the feud intact so that Will can
okay.
still fight for the
So they
for the
put it
Never belt at Power Struggle, which I appreciate because I've always said that belt
They
should
wanna
be an
do-
actual open weight belt. So it's high
Yeah.
time that someone who's a junior actually held it.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
That means that is okay then. All right.
Yeah.
But oof.
Man, yeah.
I mean,
just
he's already
shocked
dealing
Osprey's
with-
not in a wheelchair already though, because he had that box 630 where he landed on his neck in progress.
Yeah.
That looked nasty.
Well,
Then he had the Spanish fly off the apron where he said he almost broke his neck on Skrull earlier this year. It's just like, how are you even alive? It's
The contest.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
You
Go
look
ahead,
at the injuries and the botches that have been happening, and it's getting worse.
yeah.
And it's like in an interview I watched that MDS shot to me, I actually found the whole interview where they talk about it's with Taker and this pastor, and they talk about performers painting themselves into a corner with their moves.
Yep.
Yeah.
So-
It's
and
quite recent. It's a quite recent
It is,
interview
and-
with the pastor too. So
and it's right. You see it 10 or 15 times, it's not cool anymore. You want to see something new. And so they have to keep pushing the bar up, and they keep running the risk of getting more and more injured.
Yeah, and it's that too. And then like it gets to the point where you're expecting something out of their matches. Like if you have a Will Ospreay match where he doesn't do any flippy shit, it's like, wait, what did I just watch? That's not Will Ospreay. And then it's it's
Yeah,
rough.
and
Expect
that's
Will
why I've
Ospreay-
said they need to go. Professional wrestling needs to go back to its roots. More mat and chain wrestling, and make the flippy shit something special that you see once in a while. We don't need to see Charlotte do a moonsault 16 times in a match.
She sucks at her moonsault anyways.
okay. Okay.
I-
Fine,
that-
fair enough.
I'm not going to go down that road. I hate Charlotte.
No.
So it's not.
There are some performers who have actually started to make that move though, Taker. And like if you go back and watch the match between Will Ospreay and Okada from the anniversary show that happened earlier this year, Will showed off a lot of really good grappling skills.
Well, that's
It was,
good.
It was
you know.
a very good. It was a very good match in that regard.
Yeah, I give them credit, but people here in the United States, and Chris, you know this, they poo-poo all over Natalia for being a boring wrestler because she's a chain technical wrestler, just like her uncle, just like Uncle Brett.
I think it's more that she's a mat wrestler, but she's not as good at it as
Her
some
mat
people
wrestling is
have.
mostly headlocks and chin locks too.
Yeah, it's not nearly as innovative as what we've seen from some other performers. Like,
innovative.
not everybody can be Zack Sabre Jr. Sure,
Yeah.
but there are plenty of other excellent, mat wrestlers who,
Plenty of people can be a John Gresham or a Fred Yehai though.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. That's true.
I mean, you look at
But-
Shinsuke Nakamura. He could be a great mat wrestler. You see it when he gets a guy down, with the knees and whatnot. That's great.
Mhm.
That's great stuff.
I mean,
That kind of stuff I like.
That's a good. That brings up a good question, especially when it comes to Zack Sabre Jr. It's my biggest question. Should he be in WWE or should he stick to the Indies or just the independent wrestling?
Do not go to WWE, Zach.
I think I don't know. I think it's a wait and see because they've already got a great technical wrestler in NXT in the former Axel Dieter Jr. Marcel Bartel.
Yes,
So I think that it's
they do have a
he
grappler.
got over huge in his debut match with Keith Lee. Like the crowd was more well, not necessarily the crowd, but the reviews of the match that happened were more in favor. Had more favorable stuff to say about Marcel Bartel than they did about Keith Lee.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it's going to be a matter of wait and see how Marcel Bartel does, and see if they capitalize on that and give him a platform upon which to shine. Because clearly there are plenty of cases of guys who have that style, that grappling and striking style that are being underutilized. Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch come to mind. But
could I name two to give a point?
Yeah.
Drew Gulak and Jack Gallagher.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great at it.
They're very good. Yeah.
Drew Gulak especially because he's known with that aggressive style.
He is being utilized very well on 205 Live.
Yes.
Jack Gallagher, I don't know if we can necessarily say that he's been utilized well, but he has at least been utilized heavily.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, I mean that's a good. It is a good precedent to just ask because you brought up Zack Sabre Jr. Would we see Zack Sabre Jr. in WWE, or would you just be happy if he sticks to the independent scene? So that's a good. I mean, I'm happy I got two different answers on that one, so I'm happy with that. So.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Zack Sabre Jr. All I know is that
one of the best, if not the best, technical wrestlers in the world.
You will love him if you watch him, Taker.
Yep.
You will love him.
Yep. I'm gonna do a quick YouTube dive to see if I can recommend anything on there for you fast.
Yeah, just send it to me on Twitter.
Yeah, we'll do.
But no, we need to. There's just so many. I wanted to go back to the what and I say this a lot. Go back to old school wrestling. Make the flippy shit. Something special.
Zack Sabre Jr. hates flippy shit. He's gonna work you down. He's gonna work you down on the mat. He's gonna ground your face to the canvas.
Tager, I'm gonna see if I can find you video of any of his matches that he's had with Ishii because those have been absolutely amazing matches.
Those are brutal.
Every time that Sabre and Ishii face off, it is a show. A show stealer.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting thing. Is it? You don't see that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
No, of course not. Okay. While you guys go and find that, I mean, I can touch on live event results for NJPW Road to Power Struggle Super Junior Tag League 2018, just for night one. Just for night one.
Sure.
I mean,
all right.
I mean, just for night one. I mean, some of you might not have caught up night 2 or even night 3 for that matter. I'm not going to say anything about night 4 because it's supposedly it's going on. It's going on already. I think it's already ended. I believe it's already ended. So,
Let's see.
But in any case, we have six match cards, 6 matches in the card. Most of them aren't really that are base. It's just a good set. It just sets the basis on how Road to Power Struggle Super Junior Tag Leagues are run. If you're going in on first watch, basically this is the Super Junior Tag Leagues, the battle between the Super Juniors, of course. So there's that. The only match that I would say kind of gets your eyeballs and you need to focus. It's the last match between Suzuki Gun with Chris Sabin and Kushida. Of course, both of the Bullet Club OGs fighting off against Chaos and Tiger Mask and Jushin Thunder Liger on separate occasion with different people at the same time too. Those are also quite interesting to watch because pushes out the storyline narrative, and also introduces Switchblade Jay White as the newest member of Bullet Club OG.
What is your opinion on that, Chris?
On Jay White being in the Bullet Club OGs?
Yeah.
I love it. I think that it's a great use of him, and I think that they did the right thing by taking advantage of that. Now, whether or not he's gonna fit in the long term is a different story entirely. If they want, but I think that if they want Bullet Club OGs to succeed, they can certainly, go with him as, part of the stable. But I feel like it's almost necessary for them to get rid of Ghetto and Jado at some point. Because it doesn't make sense for them to continue to be part of it in the long term.
Totally.
I don't know though.
Quite agree. I mean, on a short term standpoint, it's a great move because it quickly puts the focus up on Bullet Club.
Yes.
Long term though, kind of fishy because right now I think the basis of Jay White's character is that he jumps from one stable to another. Is he going to jump on this stable too? Is he going to break up this? Is he going to try and break it up or just cause chaos and then jump onto another?
I don't think so, because he made his intentions clear right from the get go with Chaos. When he joined and said, I'm here because you guys are the power base, but I am coming after Okada eventually. And he maintained his character all throughout that, even while a member of the stable. So I don't see that necessarily changing, because despite his evil nature, he's not duplicitous about it. We'll say he is. He is very upfront about what his intentions are, and makes it known that when it comes right down to it, he is self-serving. I firmly believe that he made it clear from the get-go that his alliance with Chaos was self-serving, in that it was only going to be a temporary means to enhance his standing. Whereas with the Bullet Club OGs, I think it makes perfect sense for him to stick it out with them in the long haul. Because in the long run, they will be a way for him to advance himself.
Yep.
I'll agree on that one.
So since we're on the topic of Wrestle Kingdom, or not Wrestle Kingdom, but New Japan, do we have any thoughts on the Wrestle Kingdom card? I mean, right now we just have Omega, Tanahashi, and likely Okada, Jay White. Is there anything else we're thinking is going to happen there?
Not at the current thing. Not at the current, because they're actually concentrating more on the upcoming NJPW ROH Global Wars. So they're putting their focus on that, and they already announced one person who's definitely going to be joining on the Global Wars tour. Tetsuya Naito is the first to be announced. So there's that.
Nice.
So he's one of them. I haven't really gotten any notifications on who else is going to join on that one, but yeah, there's not many stories coming out for Wrestle Kingdom as of yet. Only the obvious ones are already on the stable card. I think it's more because they're putting more concentration. They're putting more focus on what they have on the plate currently. So
absolutely,
yeah. Which is both good and bad. Historically they have always kind of slummed it during this period. It's always the lull leading up to the Wrestle Kingdom, and not really anything exciting happens. But if they were to actually make it, something exciting and interesting, I could see it being really important. And that would definitely help to liven things up, because what we talked about on Thursday. Yeah. Right now things are kind of at a standstill in a lot of places, and it's not it doesn't lead itself to being very entertaining to watch a whole lot of wrestling anywhere. Not just New Japan and WWE, but anywhere really.
Yeah. I mean, have no fear. The excitement is gonna come. It's just that, well, New Japan has always taken their time to just build the card, and then suddenly, like you say, 2 months or 3 months from now, okay, this is the NJPW Wrestle Kingdom card. Savor it as you will.
Yeah.
Which is exactly how they do it. So
Mhm.
I'm not saying that it's a bad way to do it, giving the audiences time to just waiting anxiously, waiting nervously. But what again? If you pull it too early, you're risking a lot of things. You pull it too late, you're risking a lot of things. So there's that. I had fun. It's a decent start for night one. I haven't really caught up on night 2 yet, so I'm gonna check out on that one later on. I'll give my thoughts on night 2 and night 3 next week, hopefully. Because, like I said, I already cut off my subscription for WWE, so I can't really talk about WWE a lot. So I'm gonna go to the next one that I have, which is NJPW. So yeah,
Good.
Yeah.
Good choice.
good choice.
Mae
Go ahead,
Young.
Taker. Mae
Mae Young Classic.
Oh,
Oh,
I have. This is
no.
something I have a lot to talk about.
This is the day. This past Wednesday was the date of the airing of what happened to Tegan Knox.
Yes.
Man, that's
Might I start? Might I start first?
Yeah,
Where
go ahead.
I got the result on that one spoiled on me a couple of months earlier on, and back then it made me really pissed off and really felt bad about Tegan Knox and her injury to that one. And at the same time, watching the whole clip again and whole backstage interaction between her and Triple H, who actually just came up to her and just, it's all going to be okay. So it just make my heart break.
yeah.
Just I don't know. The girl got knocked down not just once but twice on a really serious injury. I mean, good
Yeah.
God.
I mean, right now, if it wasn't for bad luck, she wouldn't have any.
Right. Yeah. And just the specific details of her injury came out, or she posted them after that match.
Mhm.
I'm gonna try to pull it up here, but it's like a bomb went off inside her knee.
I think it's MCL, ACL, all the torn
basically the
meniscus,
reports
dislocated patella.
basically,
dislocated
basically the report
kneecap,
saying that her
torn.
knee exploded.
Pretty
Basically,
much, yeah. I got it right here now in front of me. There's a dislocated kneecap that reset itself instantly, which I can't even imagine what that feels like.
I've had that. That hurts like hell.
I've had that too. It's the
Yikes.
worst feeling in the world.
Oh
Hopefully,
God,
I
does
never
it
feel
hurt.
that.
It'll. Let's put it this way: I'm not known to cry and being in pain, but that made me cry, and I wasn't even. There
Yeah.
was nothing I could do. Tears instantly welled up.
Yeah.
It hurts like hell.
Yeah. And then she also tore her MCL, LCL, ACL, and both meniscus.
Yeah.
So like her leg, she was walking and running on this though. Like
And don't
hell.
forget, she also broke her leg. She broke her fibula.
Oh
right?
yeah, a bone contusion and a second fracture in her tibia. So holy fuck. Is there anything else she could have done down there? It's like
the only thing she didn't tear was her PCL, and she also didn't break the other bone in her leg. She broke her tibia, and she didn't break her fibula.
man.
Yeah.
When it's easier to list off what she didn't do, that's
basically.
Imagine if she had also
Man.
ruptured an Achilles tendon at the same time.
Oh no!
Talk about,
If her Achilles tendon is ruptured at the time, you're gonna have to count your days until we hear Tegan Knox is not going to wrestle ever again.
Yeah,
basically.
it's just but to my point on that, it's just her knee literally just exploded, and it's so rough to hear about that too, because I was really bummed when I heard she tore her ACL last year, and just seeing her in the ring, just in complete tears, knowing she did it again but worse. It was just
to her other leg too.
Yeah,
to her other leg. Getting
healthy leg.
They're just crying her eyes out.
Yeah, and then the moment where the crowd kind of realized, this isn't a part of the show anymore.
This is serious. This is serious.
Yeah.
And all of them just went silent for a bit and then just walked.
But I have
in shock at what happened.
I have one question.
About got me.
I have one question regarding this thing.
Go ahead.
And you know what it is, MDS. I told you about it in the pre-show. The question I have
I'll keep
is,
quiet on that one.
where is the backlash saying that Rhea Ripley is dangerous, unsafe?
No, that's not gonna happen.
No. But that's not going to happen, right? But where is why is this any different, Chris? Explain to me why it's different.
I'll tell you why it's different. People who are students of the game, which granted, not a lot of people are, but people who are students of the game can tell that Rhea caught her as best as she could, and Tegan's leg was out of place when she took the landing.
Yeah,
right.
And,
it was on also a tilted surface, which doesn't do anything.
And after the fact, when they were trying to continue the match, you could tell Tegan was trying to keep going, and Rhea was trying to keep making it look convincing while also keeping her as safe as possible.
Right. I understand that, but you know as well as I do that every time someone gets injured, whether it's a freak accident or not, the other side, the opponent is always blamed.
Yeah.
And look at the injury to Finn Balor's shoulder. Seth Rollins was blamed.
That is there was actually cause to blame Seth there because he released Finn from the buckle bomb way too early, and Finn didn't have any recourse to make a safe landing.
Okay, look at what happened to Sting. Everybody blamed that he was out to take Sting out.
Yes, that was a freak accident. Seth should not.
I believe Sting actually took credit for. I'm not credit, but he said that was on me. I didn't take the move properly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Sasha Page.
Oh boy, that gets into Stan Twitter shit though.
That's just not even that's not even.
But the thing about it is that people were saying that Sasha is unsafe. Granted, she's dangerous. She's a danger to herself sometimes with the suicide dives, but we'll get into that another time.
Yeah, no, that's shit for me personally.
Yeah, Nia Bailey. We all saw it. Nia knew something was wrong with Bailey and was trying to get Bailey to go to the finish. You could see she was telling her, let's finish, let's go home. And Bailey is refusing. Yet Nia, because she was new, got blamed for it. And then the Brie Bella thing, which we talked about enough last week. I don't want to talk about it no more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Well, I think
there's a big sample size of people being blamed for stuff that was a goddamn accident. And I'm surprised that Rhea Ripley has not had that attack as of yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I've already told you on this one back in the pre-show, and I think my answer is more or less the same because over here you could actually see that Rhea Ripley isn't really directly involved in her injury. She's trying to save her. She's trying to get a clean, safe rebound, safe landing, just to make both of them safe in the process, and somehow that happened because Tegan's leg was positioned incorrectly during the flight, and then when it landed so horribly that's what made the knee literally explode in one way. So there's that. So can't really. Besides, it's hard enough to control someone who's flying in midair. That's one thing. Because you need to get, and then you need to roll. You need to catch the person, and then you need to properly roll both yourself and the person to make a clean, safe landing for both. Or just minimize the risk of injury involved. And suddenly this happened.
And I'm not saying that Rhea Ripley should be blamed. Okay. Please.
Hell no.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, no, that's not what I'm saying.
Yes, no, I think we know that.
I understand.
I just laid out a bunch. I laid out my basis as to why, and what and I'm asking why I'm asking where is it? I'm waiting for it to come because it's eventually going to happen.
Eventually,
it's going to be minimized.
Somebody is going to go after Rhea for it. Eventually.
I don't think Rhea will take it to heart. I think she'll play it off in character by saying that.
I mean that Chris, you said it best on Thursday.
Yeah,
Rhea Ripley made that part of her character.
Yeah, and she did a damn good job with it too.
And Tegan did an equally fine job selling that too on Twitter.
Yep.
Yeah, Yeah,
And
I was
Tegan-
actually very impressed with how Rhea handled that because just seeing somebody in that much pain, as much as it looked like Tegan was, if I was in the ring, I would have just definitely broken character. I would have been like trying to help her to the back immediately and all that shit. But I don't know. But yeah, and then I'm not going to say what she does, but Rhea continues this in the next episode too. It just like to have that level of like being comfortable of holding on or being able to use that kind of injury, even though it would have probably scared the shit out of her and everybody else or anyone else that was in the ring with Tegan when that happened.
This is why I say Rhea Ripley is like has some of the greatest potential of anybody going right now, because she is 21 years old. She has not been in the business for very long and has really never been on the big stage. But the fact that she is able to do this and capitalize on this kind of a moment, and do such excellent work with it, is
that level of composure. It's just it's
just indicative of the potential that she has. She has huge upswing. She has huge potential.
You're right. I mean, to take something that 21 years old and she's wise beyond her years, especially when it comes to wrestling, professional wrestling, and the fans thereof. She is able to take the fans of Tegan Knox and basically turn all of them against her. In the last 3-4 days?
Yeah, just with what Rhea's done since the injury, they're already setting up for just a huge feud whenever it is Tegan comes back.
Whenever Tegan comes back, that's going to be the feud, and it's going to be built on social media. While Tegan's, she's already in rehab, so we already know she's on the road back. Yeah, it's going to be that's going to be a hot feud.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get that on NXT UK, possibly on the main roster. It depends on when Tegan's back. But whenever that happens, that's good. That's a gift wrap for whoever gets to run it.
Yes, it's simple. The story is telling itself.
Yeah, you don't even have to try to say that Rhea injured Tegan. You just have to say that Rhea was a total asswipe about it.
Yes.
Yes. Have Rhea be like, "Oh, this is why she doesn't belong in the same ring as me," and then it takes care of itself.
Yeah, the story tells itself. It's like, again, George, you might as well copyright this phrase. It's simple, people.
Yep.
It's simple. The story is telling itself.
Yep. Very simple.
Very, very simple. I mean,
I will say this: I do believe that the NXT writing team has the ability to make it work, and
yes,
Ryan
Satin and crew, yes.
Yep.
Please do.
Yeah, I want that so much.
Adam Rice is right. Hell no, I'm printing "I broke Tegan's leg" T-shirts immediately. Capitalize that. Exactly. That's like the Greg Valentine wore. I broke Wahoo's leg.
Yeah, that's what someone sent to me on Twitter last night. I believe it was former Cage Side poster KM Tierney sent that to me. I think the tweet Rhea sent was something in honor of Tegan Knox. I'm doing leg day or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, my
she's like,
God.
In honor of what I did last night at the Mae Young Classic, today with the gym I worked on ... legs. It was perfect.
Like,
when you said that on Thursday night, I cracked the hell up. I absolutely cracked up.
She's amazing, and she's gonna kudos to her for. I mean, I'm not going to spoil events that have happened at taped events or things that have happened at taped events, but she is deserving of all of the huge attention that she's getting right now.
Yeah. And here's something I'm going to say about Rhea Ripley. Okay, she's Dusty. She's out Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah. Okay.
She out Dusty Rhodes.
She out Dusty Rhodes with this. That is. She has done some wonderful stuff, like you said, Chris. She's 21 years old, and to have the wherewithal and the awareness to pick up on that right away, and make that part of her character, that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
It's amazing.
She was already dripping with potential. At least I thought that last year in the Classic. She was just a little bit away. She was like, what's the comparison? Like Aleister Black before he came to WWE. You know, it was like there was something there. You just got to mold it a little bit. And now she has it with this, starting with this year's Mae Classic or whenever she had that change. Now she has it, and she
has the proverbial it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it was saddening to hear. You know, finally it's out. You know, now we can talk about it in the open.
Yeah.
You know,
Still mad about being spoiled, but hey.
I'm sorry I did that to you, but you know, forgive me for Christ's sake.
I already said you're okay. I already said you're okay. I'm not mad anymore.
I'm the one that broke it to him.
Oh.
And Chris knows that I am a huge Tegan Knox fan, so
yes.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
at least you got the final
every,
spoiled for you, like I did.
Every person
should
be a huge Tegan Knox fan, to be fair.
Ever since the first draft, I watched her stuff with Nixon Newell and Kaylee Ray. Fall in love with all of it from the get-go.
The thing that I find amazing about this, and like it's the irony of it is not lost on me in any way. But you know, Nixon made her name as being the first woman to compete at Fight Club Pro, and you know, to be in there with the men of Fight Club, previously an all men's promotion in the UK, and she worked her ass off, never got injured in FCP, and was a star for them. The fact that now she's in the WWE, which is supposed to be a safer style and all that. And now she's had two years straight of taking egregious injuries.
Right,
is incredible to me.
I have to say this, and I have to agree with Biff Kensington III in the chat. He goes, Rhea Ripley's only crime is being Tommaso Ciampa Jr. on Twitter. She is savaging Tegan. That is brilliant. That is
I'll one up this.
That is what Rhea Ripley is doing in a nutshell.
I'll one up this.
Tommaso Ciampa.
I'll one up this. On this planet right now, 3 people are the most hated heels in the wrestling company right now. Tommaso Ciampa.
Yep.
Jay White.
Yeah.
And Rhea Ripley.
Yep.
So.
And 2 of them are in WWE.
Working them like a fiddle.
And
playing them like
a fiddle.
Playing everybody like a fiddle. You're exactly right.
Yeah. It's proof that the old school approach of telling stories still actually works. Instead of what I've been seeing people advocate for, which is just put a terrible heel in the ring as your top heel. But no, that's wrong for so many levels, but that's not what the topic we're on is right now.
Comparing Rhea Ripley being compared to Tommaso Ciampa, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. That's brilliant comparison. I mean, because it fits. It absolutely fits, especially with that. In honor of what I did last night. ... Or I'm working ... legs. I mean, brilliant.
Legs.
It's
and as well as I do, those two are on the phone texting back and forth and how they're going to go about this and how they're going to work everybody, and they're laughing their asses off all the way to the brink.
Definitely,
Definitely.
Rightfully so too.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
This is the right way to execute a program.
100%. Especially when you can't have Tegan on TV. I mean, you could, but it'd be pointless. But it's social media is the easiest way to reach all these people when you can't pick out your own TV time. And
tell the story on social media. Everybody follows. Everybody watches. And it's great. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's the same way that Mustafa Ali attention for his promos, because he went back home to Chicago. I don't know how well known any of this is, but 205 tournament time, he went back to Chicago, and him and one of his buddies from freelance wrestling just started filming these promos, and he's been doing that for a bit, and that's part of the reason why he has his push now. It's just take the opportunities you can to succeed, and that's exactly what those two are doing.
No. Rhea Ripley at age 21 is made.
Mhm.
Yep.
Flat out, just flat out, hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rest, she could kick her feet up on the desk and just go at it on social media.
Mhm.
And
And the funny thing about it is that, and again, I'm not going to spoil anything
Sure.
for events that have happened at pre-taped things, but
Yeah.
the funniest part about it is that she's actually just kept going and is now doing even more and is making herself even more of a commodity.
Mhm.
And it's awesome. It's the best freaking stuff out there.
It is. It is. I mean, just
well, Becky Lynch is doing the same thing on social media. She's going at Charlotte, and you know, it's working.
Yeah, the only difference there is nobody fucking likes Charlotte, so
Yeah,
makes it easy.
it makes it simpler to just
Yeah.
sit back and enjoy
Yeah.
anything that Becky Lynch is throwing at to Charlotte. But
Yeah. I'm still almost positive Becky's back in catering by Mania time while Charlotte has the belt.
Yeah, I mean that's what I
Yeah,
said. You know, for
probably
Evolution,
so.
basically,
Probably so.
it's basically set in stone that Becky's
Yeah.
going to lose the belt.
Someone's gonna
nice
win
segue
the
there,
belt
Chris, because I wanted to talk about Evolution, which is a week from tomorrow.
Yes.
Jesus
Wait,
Christ, it
week from
is.
tomorrow. But wait, here's one more news good thing that came out from Mae Classic. We
What's
forgot that we need to reintroduce someone in there.
What?
Mia Yim is in Performance Center now, so she's
Yes.
signed
Yep.
Yes.
among other names that we got.
The
Already competed on the
new
NXT
class,
tapings too.
The new class of NXT signees is a basically who's who.
Yeah.
Chris, you went over it on Wednesday, and I was just sitting there going, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, it's
Wait,
it's
who else did they get other than Riddle and Ripley? Or not Ripley.
Riddle
they-
and Yim.
they got
And then you have
Ripley-
Chelsea
Mia-
Green. And then you
Chelsea
have
Green.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then you have
they
Punishment Martinez.
got
Or
punishment from ROH.
yeah, from ROH.
They got who's the guy's name from the Garza family?
The Garza family is
Humberto Carrillo, I think.
Yeah, correct. You are
okay.
correct. Humberto Carrillo.
Yep.
He is from the Garza family. Yep.
And then they got that. Then they got that 7'3" guy
God! Oh my God!
He's
from Africa. Yeah, they're gonna just rip it apart. They're gonna make him. He's gonna be the next Big Show.
Yeah.
You know
Jordan
that's what they're doing.
Amokbihin.
Yeah.
Jordan Amokbihin, one of a former basketball player, actually. So there's that.
Yes.
Humberto
he's
Carrillo
gonna-
back then. Taker, you might know him as Ultimo Dragon. So
Yeah, trained by Ultimo Dragon. Yeah, sure, I know.
no,
who that is.
he is Ultimo Dragon. So
Who?
Humberto Carrillo.
That's Ultimo Dragon? What?
The new one.
Oh,
new
he's
one.
the new one. Oh,
He's
okay.
the new one. Don't worry. He trained. He did train under the old Ultimo Dragon. He took
Okay.
the.
All right.
So
Yeah, 'cause that, that Ultimo Dragon would be my freaking age.
Yeah, I'm gonna say. But
Chris, I just saw.
Yeah,
I just saw. Oh my!
Yeah,
Just healing it up.
she's a master.
She's just healing it up. She gets the business.
Who's this, Rhea Ripley?
Yeah, I just DM'd you something. Taker, take a look.
Yeah, she
Oh,
understands the business. But yeah, you are correct. It is the who's of wrestling. It is the who's of the future of wrestling. I mean,
Yeah.
If not for the 4 people, if not for the 5, I think if you want to count Carrillo in, is other than
Yep.
oh, damn!
Wait,
Love it, absolutely love it.
Share with the class, guys. I need
hang
to
on.
okay. All right.
Right.
Brilliant.
Jomo, I don't think I have you on Twitter. Do I, Jomo?
I think. Let me see. We might have
No,
been
I
hit
don't.
by that glitch that always happens where you're following somebody and they're not.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Are you on
Where
there?
on earth are you on here?
I'm
He
same
is
thing as I always am.
576.
Same thing as I always am. Everywhere else.
I love
There
that.
we go. Yeah. It says we're following each other.
Wait, what is your handle on here?
At the
Four-man
4-man
band.
band.
At who?
4-man. They're at the 4-man band.
Oh, yeah, right. I was
Four-man
forgetting
band.
You don't go under Jomo on Twitter.
No.
That's what it is.
No.
Okay.
He's
All
Matt
right.
Rogers. He's Matt
Like I
Rogers.
said, I saw that. And it's like,
There you
my-
go.
That is some brilliant shit right there.
There you go.
Yay.
Let me
Thank
see.
you, Biff, for the lovely news.
What?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Oh
most beautiful
my
thing you've
god,
ever
she
seen?
actually did it.
You want to see? LL wants to see because I'm sitting here just cackling like.
I'm listening to you.
That's your
You
new
just
profile pic right there.
Yeah, you
Okay.
just go share it with the class while
That's
while-
Tegan Knox
Yeah,
with the tore up knee.
Oh man,
That's Rhea Ripley.
Rhea
Yeah,
Ripley's
you
new
can show
profile pic on
Tegan's
Twitter.
screaming, holding her knee with a doc next to her, and that's fucking Rhea Ripley's profile pic.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
That's brilliant.
I'll
Amazing.
I'll click and continue on while the class is busy giggling over the fact that
Oh my lord.
That's
I mean-
healing. That is healing better than
101.
anything I've ever seen in my life.
Yep.
My
I should say,
God.
in this current generation of professional wrestling.
Hell, you know what I would do right now? Send
What?
Dakota Kai to face Rhea, since they're, I don't know if they're
Friends.
established in
Partners.
canon as friends, but
The team
Yeah.
fly kicks. Their
Yeah.
team fly, which is
Yep.
I think it is established in canon, actually. Yeah.
oh, is it?
Okay,
that's good.
I think so. Yeah.
yes,
Yep.
yes.
I was
Yeah.
trying to think of who that was. That if it was Tegan Knox or if it was Dakota Kai who had the big feud with Shayna Baszler who got
It was
scared.
Dakota Kai had that.
Dakota
Dakota,
Kai
yeah.
got that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But somehow they actually managed to make Dakota Kai look stronger facing Shayna
Right.
Baszler,
Yeah.
which is fun.
That was a
fun.
great
Not-
feud, too.
that
That
was
was a
fun.
really good feud.
Yeah. George didn't like it, but I loved it. I thought it was
I
very
loved
well
it.
done.
I don't know.
It was
Maybe
fantastic.
maybe it's because they kind of sort of wanted to portray Shayna Baszler looking weak while
Well-
facing someone like Dakota Kai, but
I think the problem was that they would they were trying to build up Shayna for the eventual new feud with Kyrie, but in the process they really just made Dakota look really weak.
really strong, really
No.
really strong. Oh, weak. Yeah, true.
Yeah, they made Shayna look almost
Initially.
too strong.
Yeah, and
But-
initially they tried to do that, and then suddenly, people were backing up over Dakota Kai, and it's just happening. But anyway,
See, I like that feud though because I thought it made Dakota look relatable. Like
yeah,
everyone has fears they
That's
have to go
where-
try
yeah.
to conquer and all that
Yeah.
stuff. You know, it's
and that's
it's a
where I
simple
tend to
storytelling.
go.
That was
Yeah,
it was a
that's
simple
where I go.
storytelling we were talking about earlier. You know,
Yeah.
not
I
every.
think a lot of it was that it was overgeneralized by some people as being like suddenly she's just scared of everything.
Yeah.
No,
I'll
it's
be right back.
Sure.
yeah.
Anyway.
That's something that happens a lot too, though. Is like and people think that like showing emotion in wrestling is bad. No, it's not bad. It's good. You just have to make sure you're not main rostering it where like Dakota Kai would have been scared of like Hornswoggle or something.
Oh no, please don't.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Back to the
being
whole
afraid
point.
of being afraid of Hornswoggle or being afraid of the damn clown that they had.
Oh,
James
Doink.
Ellsworth,
Doink.
El Torito,
No, Doink.
Doink the clown. Oh, okay, yeah.
Being
okay.
afraid of Doink, which he was a scary clown actually. So
He was indeed. I mean, okay, but okay. Backtracking, we're going to go back. Say hello to the newest class of recruits. Chris and George actually put this pretty well. All five of the guys: Punishment Martinez, Matt Riddle, Chelsea Green, Mia Yim, Humberto Carrillo himself. Ooh, those are the who's of everywhere. I guess every part of independent wrestling you want to go with.
Yeah.
You want to go with a little bit of lucha style. You get Humberto Carrillo, who fought as Ultimo Dragon, as the new Ultimo Dragon, of course. Punishment Martinez, former ROH, former TNA wrestler as well. So he has a lot of upside. He has a lot of upside, a lot of experience. Of course, everyone knows the King of Bros himself, Matt Riddle. Tried to make it in UFC, didn't really do well. Switch to wrestling, did very well for himself in the independent scene. And to some of you who don't know who Chelsea Green is, well, if you watch TNA, you know her. If you watch Shimmer, you might know her too. So she's been around a lot in the independent wrestling promotion. And of course, I had to touch on Mia Yim.
yeah, Mia Yim is another gem. You know,
Yeah, she's an amazing performer.
yes. I mean, imagine this, Chris. A feud between Mia Yim and Rhea Ripley.
Oh. See,
that'd
the
be-
funny thing about that is that, like, I think that they're trying to go a little bit more heelish with Mia at this stage of things, which I think is perfectly fine.
Perfect.
But the two of them in a feud together, I think would be awesome.
It'd be money.
The money.
Because they both
Print
get it.
the money. Yep.
The thing about it, they both get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, and then
no, Biff, you're right. That is even better.
What?
Rhea Ripley versus Nikki Cross.
Oh my God.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Interesting indeed.
That would be insane.
Man, I just about spoiled something on NXT too. I'm glad I didn't do it, but it's something with Nikki Cross.
I haven't caught on NXT yet. I don't think I may be able to at the current point. So don't spoil me anything unless
it was something from the spoilers that nobody other than it hasn't aired yet. But
okay.
Oh man,
okay.
I
That's
just
another
about was like, yeah, no.
Yeah, that is a money feud right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I do think about Mia Yim though is that I hope they do develop her character a little bit because she's always been a great in-ring worker, but I've never been sure what her character is.
She has little. She kind of takes the character side of her work a little bit to a backseat. She only gets to show that whenever she gets the chance to show that, and it's decent and all that, of course. But I think she can work it off. I think under the tutelage of the Performance Center, hopefully she can improve on that. So there's that.
Yeah. They found a way to give Roderick Strong a character in NXT, and anyone needed one, it was him.
The guy who I always call the plain old cheese of the NXT.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And what's crazy is that ever since he joined Undisputed, that's the best they've been in terms of like a character.
Surprises and surprises, yeah I agree. And of course,
he fit in nicely with them.
I think it was because that what they did there. He was always a heel elsewhere. Mm-hmm. So, but they developed his character as a face. So I think what they did, which was really smart, they took the development that he had as a face and then just let him apply that as to whatever heel character he was going to do.
Yeah,
exactly.
And it was very well done, very smart.
Yeah, like I said.
Oh no! Should I have to lavish praise on Adam Cole? Please don't make me get a headache now.
No, you don't have to.
I really want to say it. I really want to say it, but I'm not going to. I respect you, MDS. I will not say it.
I want to say it too, but I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I just remember a year ago, though, we were talking on the War Games podcast. We were all just dumping on Undisputed, like, oh, God, these guys. And
but they're actually doing good.
Yeah, now they're like, now they're great.
Now I have to eat my words.
Yeah.
Now I have to eat my words.
They got a hell when it was Bobby Fish who went down, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And them moving Roddy Strong over.
Mm-hmm.
That was at one point they had really nothing for Roderick Strong.
Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm. I'm almost positive he was heading to 205 after Mania.
Yeah, I thought he was too, but him being put over with the Undisputed Era has saved his character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I still don't think that they're not going to go main event or WrestleMania, and that's going to piss off some people, but it shouldn't. But if you just have Undisputed around, even with Fishback, they can just run as the heel version of New Day in that kind of role.
Oh,
and that would be
that would
be a fantastic role for
that would be a hell of a feud right there. New Day
versus, absolutely. Yeah,
versus
Era?
Undisputed Era, or even the Shield versus the Era.
Oh man.
There's two.
Those are fire 6-man tags.
Those are two money feuds right there.
Right.
Well, that means more recognition for Adam Cole. Please don't make my head.
Or we could have it, all along is that Roddy is in now because Fish is back. Have Roddy be someone that's in Undisputed for one simple reason.
Because Fish was injured.
To undermine and destroy it from within inside.
That could be an interesting angle.
Interesting angle, but we'll see what happens.
Now that's
Mr. Cheese and Mr. Average getting recognition. Good recognition. I'll say this: it's good recognition, but
yeah.
I'm gonna quickly.
Mind, Biff. You're absolutely crazy.
What? What did he say?
Look at what he put in chat.
Oh.
What drugs are you on, Biff? And please give me some.
What drugs? He's shooting alcohol. He's shooting whiskey.
He's mainlining something.
He's shooting whiskey up his system, maybe.
I'm okay with it.
Adam Cole versus Drew McIntyre will main event WrestleMania within 4 years. A hot take.
Is that with Roman Reigns, or is it like as a singles match? Nah, probably not. But I mean, like now with Roman Reigns in there, that's
will
how you can
slaughter Adam Cole. McIntyre will slaughter Adam Cole.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna quickly.
What'll be left of Adam Cole? You can pick up with a thimble.
I'm gonna quickly move over. I'm gonna have to quick say on both Jordan Amakbihin and Daniel Vado. Both of these guys are professional athletes. Amakbihin is from Nigeria. He played college basketball for South Florida and Morgan State. So he's going to use his size and advantage in professional wrestling because he's a 7'3" competitor. So there's that. And Daniel Vado is a former rugby player, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
And his nickname is the Samoan Ghost, I think.
Yes.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah. So
he's played for 4 different teams in Australia, and I believe he also played on their national team. So that's take a flyer out on a guy, see if you can translate.
See if you can translate. But like you said, we have been veering off a lot. But here I'm gonna return it back. All of these guys are really the who's of not just professional wrestling, but athletic division here. And maybe if they can translate it well to professional wrestling in WWE, congrats to them for all 5 of them. Probably good luck for both Amakbihin and Vedot if they can translate their physical prowess and athleticism into the WWE ring. So good luck. Good luck. I'm looking forward to. I'm looking with great interest on their development there.
Oh, did anybody see the interesting? This is a segue. I'm going off the tracks a little bit. NBA. I'm going into NBA for a minute.
Sure. Go ahead.
LA Clippers have got this player who dunked who didn't jump off the floor.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah.
That guy.
He's got to be 8 foot tall.
What the shit?
He doesn't. He didn't have to jump. He stayed on his tiptoes and dunked the ball.
Wow.
Goodness. He must be like 7'5". He's like 7'5" or something like that. I don't know.
There you go. I just found the video. My God.
Immediately.
Yep.
They gave him the ball, and he just stands on his tiptoes. It's like.
Speaking of super tall people, didn't WWE sign some 6'7" woman that was like a kickboxer or something?
Oh, you're talking about the Kavita Devi.
No, not Devi. I don't think Devi's 6'7". She's tall though.
She's 6'2", 6'3", easy.
I swear that I think there was a story that they signed like a 6'7" kickboxer. I don't know what brought that.
You guys are so far off. Her build height is 5'9".
Whoa, that's a little bit off. But yeah, I mean, like Charlotte's like the tallest in the division, right? At like 6'something", 6'1" maybe.
Possibly,
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Nia Jax is taller.
Oh yeah,
Nia Jax is taller, I believe.
I don't know.
6'5" Belarusian. Okay. 6'5" Belarusian female fighter. Katya Kavaleva. I think that's the name.
Okay. Yeah, I was just kind of curious about what even happened with her because I knew she was signed. I just had no idea. Yeah.
They probably threw her on the floor the palm tree loop.
Yep.
Okay, but
which is what they're doing a lot of. Look at what they're doing with oh damn it, I can't think of their names now. The other 2 horsewomen of MMA.
Jessamine Duke
Maria Shafir
and Jessamine Duke.
Yeah, they put them on the loop.
Yeah.
Right away.
Apparently, there's been a lot of praise. I think it's Jessamine that's really far ahead. It's either I don't know if it's Marina or Jessamine that's looking really good right now, but one of them is.
Probably Jessamine, because Marina didn't have as much time to train because of when she was pregnant.
Oh,
so.
right. Like, from what I've heard, I guess, Jessamine apparently is looking better than Ronda and Shayna at this moment, which, holy shit.
Okay.
Which also, that makes Sonya Deville be like, remember when I was the only MMA woman in the roster?
I mean, she's going to wave the flag, guys, I'm from MMA too.
Yeah, guys, my gimmick is shoot fighter, and then the rest of it was like, yeah, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, sure.
Shoot fighter. Okay. We'll get you to put her in the ring with Ronda, and then Ronda will destroy her.
Because I really like Sonya Deville. I really do.
Yeah.
That would kill. Her losing to Ronda would kill Sonya Deville.
Yeah. I thought that Sonya had some solid potential that just needed to be worked out, but
they're not going to invest in her now.
At least 4 different MMA women that are going to be on the roster. She might as well just get a new gimmick and start fresh.
They're not going to invest in her now, which is a crime.
Absolutely cry. But yeah, we started to talk about Evolution and got sidetracked with a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways, Evolution. What do we know?
I don't know anything.
I know a lot, but I mean, again, some of it we can't reveal because it's spoilers.
Yes, spoilers again.
The Mae Young Classic Finals looks good. Obviously, we can't say who's in it.
The Mae Young Classic Finals, the NXT UK Women's Championship match.
Oh, is that being defended?
Yes, it is being defended.
I did not know that.
Yes, it is being defended, which was also going to be amazing. The matches that we can talk about that have been announced, obviously the headliner, Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Bella for the Raw Women's Championship.
I see Ronda destroy Nikki.
Yeah, which is a goddamn shame. Can I talk for a minute here about this? So you guys, if you listened on Thursday, you heard my strongly worded opinions about what happened on Monday night on Raw. I'll revoice them here now, though. So, Ronda called Nikki out on Raw, and Nikki and Brie came out on the ramp, and Nikki delivered a very solidly worded promo that was all true about the fact that she's been with the company for, a decade and has been, was the longest reigning Divas champion and worked her ass off to become the leader of the women's division and, has been a driving force behind the women's evolution, and all true statements.
Yeah.
Ronda's retort basically was that the only door she's ever knocked down was the door to John Cena's bedroom.
That one. Yeah,
and the whole crowd went, "Oh shit!" Like it was some huge diss.
No,
it's old.
No.
Now,
Maurice did that better 20 times.
I'm gonna say what I said on Twitter. It's 2018. It's not 1958. It's not even 1988. Why the fuck are we still shaming people about who they're having sex with or wanting to have sex with their significant other? Why is that still a thing?
Yeah.
And of all the people that you would shame someone for having sex with, John Cena is not one of them that I would think to shame them for immediately.
She probably had to sign about 10 NDAs first.
Very successful businessman, meets conventional standards of attractiveness. Why wouldn't Nikki want to have sex with him when she's his significant other? I can think of quite a few people who you would shame her for wanting to have sex with first before shaming her for John Cena. And on top of that, I guarantee you, if John Cena was the one delivering a promo against some heel and said, "Yeah, I've been in bed with Nikki Bella," it would be cheered. It would be lauded. It would be something for them to cheer him about. Why is it when it's reversed and it's Nikki that she's shamed for it? This garbage double standard needs to die a painful death.
And it's just awful, too, because it's either we're getting this or we're getting Stephanie McMahon, the creator of women's wrestling, and all hugs and rainbows and shit.
Yeah, it's
stupid the only notes they have in the women's group. And it's either everyone's a slut or everyone loves Stephanie McMahon and yay progress. And it's just...
No, I hate Stephanie McMahon. She makes me drunk every single time. She goes on the ring, cuts a promo going, "Historic shot, women, shot."
Oh,
women's wrestling shot.
it's so bad either way, and it's either slut shaming, it's Stephanie McMahon is the best and we all love her, or it's Mean Girls, and that's part of the reason why I'm still behind on SmackDown a little bit. But Becky Charlotte at least feels a little different because it's just Becky Lynch shitting all over Charlotte and be like, "Fuck you for never being my friend" or whatever. And while it's on Raw, it's what Vince McMahon thinks women are on the other side. It's just
it's garbage,
so bad.
Yeah, and here's the thing about it that again I said everything Nikki said in her promo was true. So why is she the heel? Why aren't we cheering for her? Why are we not lauding her for working her ass off, getting better at her craft, and getting to the point of being a successful performer when in the beginning she was not? Why are we so shaming?
I have a question on this, and I honestly don't know. Do you guys think Brie Bella is the reason why no one looks at Nikki Bella the same way? Because Brie she's still very bad. Let's not
sugarcoat. Okay.
No, the thing is, the thing about it is making Nikki look so bad is the way what they did with Total Bellas and the whole thing with John Cena and the proposal that wasn't a proposal, and he really didn't want to marry her and this and that. It turned out to be all of that. They sensationalized the whole thing for it, and that's what's making her look bad.
Yeah. Beyond that, though, it's like the other thing is also that they spent so long building up Nikki as the only credible person in the division when there was nobody else, and they were trying to also erase AJ Lee from the record books.
Yeah,
and people resented her for that. And on top of that, also, like there was all the time that was spent where the Bellas were nothing but models.
Right.
And, people still have a bad taste in their mouths about that. And so they still give her bad judgment for that.
Here's the thing. Here's the funny thing, Chris, that you're talking about. There's another character, another woman on the roster that was basically looked at as a shit wrestler who will never amount to anything. She's married to one of the bigger names in the roster. It's Naomi.
Yeah.
Naomi took herself from the Funkadactyls and has created, the whole glow thing and got that over on her own.
Yep.
Oh yeah, she's ass off since around the time they started taking the women seriously till, well, I mean, she's still doing it, but it's finally started paying off when she got to be herself, and
right, and that's the thing. Nikki is, I agree. The politicalization of AJ Lee was a big part of Nikki's, being what she is now, because, by a lot of fans, AJ Lee was so beloved.
Yeah, well, the other thing also is that AJ Lee's big promo that she gave, where she dropped her own pipe bomb about the divas and everything, and shitting all over everybody who was on Total Divas and all that. That was one of the worst things that they could have done for the whole division, because that really set everybody back a lot.
Yeah, the whole STD promo.
Yeah,
it was great for AJ Lee, but it didn't help anybody else.
No, it did not. Not in the least. And honestly, like it really hurt the idea of progress, because of the fact that when you get right down to it, everybody who has been working their ass off in that division has been subjected to some form of sexism or another.
Yeah.
By this company. And so
Becky Lynch, Becky Lynch busting her ass for 18 months.
Yeah, for Nikki to say, or no, not for Nikki, for AJ to say that she was the one who was being discriminated against because she wasn't one of those performers is honestly just it's horseshit, is what it is. Because when you talked last week about the pay disparity in WWE and how little some of these female performers get paid. Think about why these women so willingly jump on doing the reality shows and why they, opt to do those kinds of things. Because they are not getting paid nearly as enough as the men, and they need that extra paycheck to be able to make ends meet. and be able to pay for the fact that they have to pay for their own transportation and they have to pay for all their own, care and all that such. So, for people to crap on them because AJ Lee cut that promo and to say that, people doing the reality shows, they don't deserve to be, champions. They don't deserve to, be recognized and all that stuff. That's garbage. They're doing what they need to do to get by. And last time I checked, if people aren't getting paid, then then they're not going to be in the ring, and the women are not getting paid nearly as much as the men. You guys want to see Sasha Banks and Bayley and Becky Lynch and the Riot Squad and all of them deliver in the ring what you want to see? Well, you better be willing to accept that they're going to have to do some extra stuff to be able to keep doing that because they're not getting paid nearly enough to be continuing along this path.
Well, you're right, Chris. Last week I talked about it. We talked about it on here. You were unable to make it, and the disparity. Sasha Banks. These are hard-working women on the roster, and some of the, the highest-paid women in 2018, right? 10, 9, and 8 are as follows: Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, Asuka, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, making $250,000 base salary. Look at how, those three names, they have busted their ass for this company.
Yeah.
Okay. Tied for 6 is Mickie James and Natalya at $300,000. Mickie James has been basically a sidekick for Alexa Bliss. Come on. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nikki
women are not paid
that much.
Women are not paid anywhere near what the men are. And you can do just as much work, if not more.
Yeah, and Nikki getting paid that much is mostly because of the fact that she was with the company for so long and is a legend at this point.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, and on that Total Divas point too, like the reason why some of these people go on that, I mean, like look what that did for Nikki Bella though. Like outside of Ronda, there's no one else that's more well known in the women's division other than Nikki Bella. Like
another point we brought up last week.
Mm-hmm.
Ronda Rousey has been the only recognizable name on WWE women's roster that is heavily pushed, heavily pushed, heavily promoted, heavily put to the forefront. They even actually spent a lot of money just to pull Ronda Rousey into the company because they know she's the main. She's the trendsetter. She's
$1.5 billion.
Yep. They want Charlotte or Bliss to be that, but so far neither one of them has.
No, Charlotte and Bliss. Let's see. Charlotte's at 550.
Yeah, they wanted Charlotte bad for a while though to be what Ronda is for them now.
Yeah,
and Bliss, Bella, and Paige are at 350. Mm-hmm. So look at the disparity between number 1 and number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's quite a bit.
Yeah. Almost 3 times.
Yeah,
Ronda's making almost 3 times as much money as Charlotte.
Yeah, but still, even still, and this is not to say that Ronda Rousey is underpaid because she's definitely not. But look at the disparity between the top paid woman versus the top paid man.
Oh,
John Cena's making 8 times as much as Ronda Rousey is.
He's making $10 million for this year.
Yeah. And he's on the show maybe a third as much as Ronda is, and is constantly doing other things, and is not nearly as big of a contributor.
No,
but he's still getting paid 8 times as much as Ronda is.
Yeah.
Oh.
And how the number 2 guy, another part timer on that list. Brock Lesnar, 6.5. That's 5 times as much.
Yep.
Almost 5. No. That's 4 times as much.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. Okay. Next up, an Evolution. What can we discuss more about Evolution then?
Charlotte versus Becky.
That'll be That's going to be a good match, but Charlotte's
already-
probably going to.
Charlotte's absolutely.
We
gonna
touched on that briefly, but yeah, that's gonna be a good match. I don't know. I'll lean on the side of I'm going to trust on the writing on the wall and say that Charlotte might be winning the title back from Becky Lynch.
Yeah. The only reason Charlotte wouldn't win is if they're running champion stuff again at Survivor Series, because that's the main event. Or not main event. Oh, it probably will main event WrestleMania. Who knows?
It could.
Yeah.
It could.
Then we have sorry. Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship.
Again.
This will be an awesome match. I fully expect Kairi.
They've pulled out to see they've had
4 matches previously and 3 matches previously. Every single one of them has been amazing. This is going to be the 4th, and I have no doubt it will be equally amazing.
Each time they've had another match, they've raised the bar slightly.
Yep.
This is probably going to be Kairi winning, and I'm assuming Shayna's up on the main roster fairly soon after.
Yes. Undoubtedly.
Her first target will probably be Ronda.
Or she joins with Ronda. One of the two.
Yeah, one of the two.
One or two. She joins.
Ronda would have to turn heel. Ronda would have to turn heel because
you can't run Shayna Baszler as a babyface. I mean, you could, but it would not be that good.
You could.
It's possible.
She's so good as a heel, though.
Yeah, like, it's not advisable, but it's possible.
I mean, I don't want to go there, but Shayna Baszler just looks the heel part. I think that's the only take I can say. So I'm gonna stick.
You're not wrong about that. And let's face it. In the TV era, as much as we don't want it to be the case, looks do matter. Yeah, and Shayna Baszler looks the heel. So there you go. I'm not gonna say it. Okay, what else?
She has the quote unquote ugly duckling look. I'm not saying she's that, but
I think Shayna's good look. I think Shayna's good looking. Don't worry. The only downside is
the
ugly duckling.
No. The Glam Squad does her no favors.
Oh yeah, true.
The Glam Squad is the absolute worst.
Yeah.
Raccoon Ronda. Let's not forget that, please.
Oh my lord! What the fuck was that?
Can we never have that again, please?
Please.
No, it's. God, and they make Sarah Logan make her look like she just fell face first into a pile of makeup every week.
Yeah, that's it's abominable.
Just literally everyone looks worse with that.
Next, we have a tag match: Alexa Bliss and Mickie James versus Trish Stratus and Lita. This was originally supposed to be just Alexa Bliss versus Trish Stratus, but since Alexa is injured right now, apparently, Mickie and Lita were added to the match, which means that Mickie is going to be taking pretty much all the bumps in this match.
Yeah,
and the pin, probably,
and the pin,
and the pin.
That was definitely going to happen anyhow.
I mean, there was no way that Trish wasn't winning this match, obviously. But at least we'll get to see Trish and Mickie face off again, which is pretty cool. But
that's a throwback match.
I've already said my piece about both that last week. I already said that. I'm still a little bit miffed about it, but hey, if it is really about covering for making up for both Alexa Bliss's injury and of course Trish and Lita's ability to push a 30-minute match, or probably so, I think it's okay. I think it's a good compromise.
I think it'll be a good 12 to 17 minute match, more or less. In that range. And it'll be solid. It'll be a solid match.
Yeah, again.
I think every match on the card, with the exception of maybe Ronda versus Nikki, are all going to be solid matches.
Yeah.
Nikki's going to have to prove that she can carry someone with less talent.
Well, there's still one more. And this is annoying, even as much as it's understandable. It's still annoying.
Oh, they get everybody on the show match.
Yep, they get everybody on the card match, Battle Royale, which today just had a whole bunch more competitors added to it. So here's the full lineup for the Battle Royale now.
Go.
And some of this is going to make you say, "What the hell?"
Sure.
Oh God.
Alicia Fox, Alundra Blaze.
What the hell?
Wait, what?
What the hell?
Yep. No, that's that. We're not done yet. Asuka, Billie Kay, Carmella, Dana Brooke, Ember Moon, Ivory,
What the
Kelly
hell?
Kelly,
Jesus.
Lana,
What?
Mandy Rose, Maria Kanellis, Michelle McQueen,
She wrestles?
Molly Holly, Naomi, Nia Jax, Peyton Royce, Sonya Deville, Tamina, and Tori Wilson.
Wait, what?
What? Tori? Whoa.
Yep.
The only person that's missing from that is Sabre
Jacqueline.
and Jacqueline.
Jacqueline.
Right? Yeah.
How about
They
Sabre?
basically called up everybody who was and Beth Phoenix. Beth Phoenix is also missing.
Beth Phoenix.
They basically called up everybody who was in the women's Royal Rumble this year and said, "We need you again for one more."
Basically, they just are you available for Evolution?
Yeah.
We're gonna do another Royal Rumble with women. Are you there? Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So that's that is the get everybody on the card match extreme. It's going to have absolutely no point or purpose. There are no stakes with it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But the winner,
we're-
I think it's a title shot, I believe.
Oh,
right?
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
The winner gets to get the women's
championship match. Yeah.
So actually,
Okay,
there
so
are
the list of what the fucks.
So we know that none of the legends are going to be the winner.
hopefully.
The list of what the fuck.
No, probably not.
The
Oh
list
God.
of what the fuck.
Oh God! I just had a bad thought.
What?
No.
What?
No.
Kelly
You better
versus
say-
Ronda Rousey.
No.
Say it. Let it out.
Michelle McCool
Yeah.
versus Becky Lynch for a title.
No.
And then all of a sudden, guess who shows up? Layla, and they bring back Lay Cool. No,
No.
No, I don't think Layla's.
I don't
coming
think
back.
Layla's
Layla-
gonna
They already have the
Layla
iconics.
Layla
for that
has pretty much walked away from the business completely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. She has. She has.
My
walked
guess is
away from the
Asuka
business.
wins that, and they set up a feud with
Hell
either
no.
Charlotte or Becky.
Asuka's not special anymore. There's no way she's winning. That is a damn shame to say,
Mhm.
but it's the absolute truth. Asuka's not
Yeah.
special.
It could be Naomi too. I just think someone from SmackDown's winning it
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
they after this Becky Charlotte feud, they have nothing to go on.
Didn't Raw win the women's Royal Rumble? Yeah, that
Yeah.
was Asuka.
Asuka won it. Yeah.
Asuka was on Raw at the time, but transferred over to SmackDown.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. And yeah, because she challenged Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's
Number one. Here's my comment.
Interesting.
Here's
wait,
my
what's that other word? Tedious.
Mhm.
number
Yes.
one. WWE is completely dropping the ball with the build up to that kind of historic Evolution pay-per-view with a women's Royal Rumble.
Yep.
Number two, women's Royal Rumble should be on WrestleMania, not on Evolution.
Mm,
Just
It's not even a Royal Rumble though. It's just a battle royal.
it's just a battle. Yeah, it's just a miniature battle royal, but it works for a WWE setting, considering the fact that you are pulling off on all of these
Well,
legends that are coming out.
MDS, I'm going to have to bring something out to you.
Sure.
WrestleMania 1, oh no, I should say, scratch that. WrestleMania 2, the three venue show had a battle royal in Chicago.
Oh,
What is wrong with having a battle royal on something like this? It could quite possibly draw in more people for the next time. You know, leave them short, leave them wanting more. You know, have them do a couple of women only pay-per-views per year. I don't see anything wrong with that. Does anybody else?
I don't.
No, of
I
course
don't.
not. But
My worry.
you know, we all know the only reason they're doing this is because of the Saudi pay-per-view.
no,
Yeah.
And the
because of
backlash
Royal-
against it.
Why?
Yeah, because of the greatest Royal Rumble and Crown Jewel.
Yep.
Yeah, but
It's PR, and actually, in a way, it's smart. But what would have really made it even better was to have had it like in Canada or something first. You know, seeing as that the men are out of the country, why not have the women out of the country? Just saying.
it's just that one is a little bit of a tricky bridge to climb or go across. I mean, because
What are you
I mean,
saying? Are you
something is-
saying? Are you saying it won't work?
I'm not saying that it won't work, because the whole thing is that something as grand as Evolution, supposedly a first for its kind for WWE. Yeah, go ahead with it.
Well,
Have at it.
it's in a place that it's in a barn that it shouldn't be in. The Nassau County Memorial Coliseum.
Nassau Coliseum.
That's for you.
It is a barn. Okay.
Okay.
It would have worked. I think it would even work better. If you're right, it would have worked in Toronto, but I think it would have worked even a lot better at United Center in Chicago. Put it in one of your big media markets. You know, Uniondale, Long Island is not a big media market. It's out at the end. It's out at the tip. It's where the arena is, if I'm not mistaken, Chris.
No, it's not the tip. It's Mid Island.
It's Mid.
But isn't it being torn down?
No, it's actually they actually just finished rebuilding it. I was actually at the last Raw that they had at the old Coliseum before they rebuilt it.
Does it have air conditioning now?
I don't know. I haven't been there, but I can tell you that the efforts to get it rebuilt were an absolute freaking debacle that put the entire county up in arms, because the guy who owned the building and also who owned the New York Islanders, he offered to do the whole thing out of his pocket, and the county executive said, no, I don't want to do that, because I want to give preferential contracts to all my buddies who own construction companies. I mean, he didn't come out and actually say that, but that's basically what the reasoning was. Everybody knew that was what the reasoning was. So
more New York political corruption. Go figure.
Yep. It was stupid, and everybody knew it was stupid, and the reasoning behind it was absolutely ham-fisted in the extreme. But that people let it happen. It was what it was.
It was what it was.
Biff's right. The four best locations for that would have been Brooklyn, Philly, Chicago, or Toronto.
Yeah, they could have very easily done it in Brooklyn.
Also, I saw that comment about the Cubs losing to the Brewers, and now I'm very triggered.
Are you a Cub fan or are you a Brewer fan?
Cubs fan.
Thank you.
Not to squirrel too far off, but just, God.
Don't worry. He means no harm. We'll come back again with anything.
I want to see the Dodgers take him out.
Yeah, so do I. Anyways, though, back to Evolution. Before I get on a huge rant about the Cubs, because I'm still pissed off at them. The one I've had since the pay-per-view was announced is that whose show is this? Is this the Vince McMahon women's wrestling show, or is this going to be the Triple H women's wrestling show? Because the two are agented just completely different. When you have the Vince guys in there, you get a lot of Carmella sitting in headlocks on people. And is that what 6 matches on this card are going to be? Because if that's the case, then I don't know if I'm going to be that excited for this.
That's a solid question there.
Like, if it's is this going to be like, are we going to have is this going to be like agent in like the NXT and the Mae Young Classic matches are, or are we going to get the WWE women's title matches where it's all just kind of sitting around in rest holds with Alexa Bliss and Carmella and whoever? Because if that's the case, then it's gonna suck. It honestly will. If it's just the same match over and over.
In my opinion, anyways, as far as I can see it right now, it feels like it's a Vince McMahon run thing.
Yeah.
Rather than a Triple H run thing.
And it needs so much to be Triple H so he could show Big Daddy, father-in-law Vince, that he's ready.
Mm-hmm.
And, he's giving.
I mean, he's already ready. Hell, Triple H is already ready.
He'll give the people what they want. The fans, the true fans, what they want. Yeah. Not the corporate fans.
The show needs to be good. That's the thing. Especially since it's the first all-women's pay-per-view. It has to be good. You can't
It needs to be a success, yes.
Yeah. Yes. It doesn't have to be show of the year, but it has to be like people have to leave the show thinking, wow, this women's wrestling stuff is something. You can't be like, this is like battleground levels of shit.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Otherwise,
I
it's
think
a
You look
joke
at
and they
you look
can't come
at
back
you
from
look
it.
at what they do over in Japan.
Mhm.
Okay, they have the women have their own promotions,
Yeah.
and they do quite well on their pay-per-views, from my understanding.
Yes.
So take a page from that, WWE. Spin the women off on their own.
Oh no, they're not gonna do
Give them
that.
their own. Give them their own deal. That would be money making right there.
Mm.
It would, but
That's a risk, but it could very well pay off because then you definitely
Yes.
have to be building some stars, and you
number
have
one, it's
stars
a risk.
here too.
Number two,
That will require a major expansion of the women's roster.
It would.
Mhm.
But it would be a good thing.
it would be. I don't
'Cause
deny
they've got
that.
great talent down in They got great talent down in NXT right now that's sitting there rotting.
Mhm.
Ross, Rhea Ripley,
Dakota
Mia
Kai.
Yim,
Oh yeah.
Kyrie Sane,
Candice LeRae.
Candice LeRae, Io Shirai.
Mhm. Yeah, they've got main eventers there. Absolutely.
For women,
But-
yeah. Io Shirai, put her on, make her the face of the women's
They
show.
need to have it be like what they did with 205, where they just gave Triple H the book and said run with it, because he's put a good show together.
Yes,
for
he
sure.
has.
Yeah.
He's already proven that on what, like a lot of times now, I think.
Yeah, I don't think but I don't think that Vince is going to be as willing to do that because of his need, this clear psychological need to impress upon the rest of the world that what he thinks his view of women is the right view. That's clearly the message he's trying to send, and it's awful and it's disgusting, and I don't think he's going to let go of that until he's dead.
See,
Right.
yeah.
Well,
And I think the other
Adam-
issue is too.
Adam Rice says it best. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Droma.
I think the other issue is too, if you spin off the women to their own show, who are we pushing? Are we going to be pushing? Because there's plenty of talent here, but are we just going to go back to pushing the blondes because Vince likes blondes? Or are we going to? Because if we're just going to make this
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm saying,
Dana Brooks star vehicle or something like that, then you might as well not do it. Then it's a waste of time.
But here's another thing. Here's another valid point that Adam brings up in the chat. He says that they gave the women their own show, it would give Vince reason to ignore them. Sure,
true.
but give the book to Triple H, and Vince can ignore him all he wants. While all of a sudden the women's show is killing
Printing
it
money.
and printing money hand over fist.
That requires them, though, to give it spotlight it deserves, which, as we've seen with this lead up to Evolution, they're not doing.
They're not doing
They
it
spent
yet.
a month. They spent 2 months. Yeah. They announced the show. They announced Evolution, and they talked about what a important, significant event it was.
Yes.
And then immediately started promoting the Super Showdown in Australia.
Yeah.
And then once they had the Super Showdown, they made a couple of more notes about Evolution, and then started promoting Crown Jewel.
Yeah,
and that's all they put in.
And then they complained that Uniondale is not sold out. Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Super Showdown, I remember there was complaints before Super Showdown that Evolution wasn't getting enough build. And I was on the side of, okay, but Super Showdown's first, so let's wait for that to be done. And then Evolution get a lot of build. And it's still like, they're still talking about it like it's an NXT takeover, it's
exactly
things going to happen on the network. But now let's get to the main thing that everyone else should care about instead of this thing we don't really care about.
Yeah.
And it's fairly insulting.
The only place that's gotten any consistent promotion is during episodes of the Mae Young Classic. And that's really the thing about it, is that because they haven't really done a whole lot of promoting for the Mae Young Classic either, when it's on the network.
No, they haven't. They're not even announcing it on Raw or SmackDown that I'm aware of.
Mm-hmm.
No, of course not.
They're really not.
They're not.
And if they did go to an all-women show, who's to say that Vince doesn't decide, you know what, I don't want to change around the schedule for any of my other any of my other shows. Let's put it on Friday nights at 11 p.m. because that's where it fits.
No. Yeah. That's going to kill it.
Exactly. And that's something that they could very easily do.
Yeah, true.
then the question too is, do the women stay on Raw and SmackDown? Because taking them off Raw and SmackDown, that's death. That's like that's it for them. Then like
No, I'm saying if it's done right, the women could have their own brand.
But we know it won't be done right as long as
Of course,
Vince
as long as
still
Vince
alive.
is alive, it won't
Yeah.
be done right.
Yep.
and this isn't us just being like, oh, Triple H
Drop the safe.
equals bad.
Drop the
but
safe.
there's a lot of
Chris,
issues.
when are you leasing on that plane again?
I don't have the money for that right now. Are you kidding me? I have to go to San Jose in 5 days. I'm not even remotely prepared.
Someone should have the money and the availability.
Somebody who has the ability to charter a plane, please. Go charter a plane. Buy a safe.
We're not actively telling you to do so. We're just subtly suggesting.
It's a strong but subtle suggestion.
Yeah.
Drop the safe on Vince's head, please.
Connecticut is not hard to find.
God.
I mean, I think in a nutshell, I think I'll say this though. The reason why I sound really skeptical about the whole evolution thing is that on a bad side of the coin, it could go terribly wrong.
Yes.
It will do terrible damage.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I hate
could
to say
destroy
terrible,
everything that the women's evolution is about.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. If it
That's
comes
why
out
I'm
maybe
feeling
secret,
skeptical about it.
Yeah.
Because
And
like
rightfully
Chris
so.
said, because like Chris said, and like all of you guys have said, they have spent like 2 months trying to hype up evolution, but they're not really putting evolution as the focus of the conversation.
No,
Not at all.
None whatsoever.
I'm really skeptical. So I'm sorry if I sound skeptical for a historic making show that possibly will get me drunk because I'm going to listen to women wrestling historic and I'm going to take more shots of sake than a drunk Japanese.
Wait a minute. How are you going to watch
bar.
this on the network when you don't have it anymore?
I can go to a friend's house, like I said earlier on in the show, which I already have.
Okay.
Less savory means exist, I suppose.
A savory means exist.
Yeah.
A friend of mine owns a bar.
Told people on Thursday to pirate the show.
Yeah, I am.
I was taken aback by that, Chris. I meant to confront you about that, but didn't have a chance to.
Well, listen. I am the strongest anti-piracy advocate that you will find, because I've seen how it destroys the careers of artists, and how it impacts, how it actually has a real world impact on things. I understand that it is something that you should not be taken lightly. I understand that very much. That being said, WWE does not deserve anybody's money. WWE, as long as they continue to be in bed with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and continue to abet human rights violations and all sorts of other awful behavior, they do not deserve our money. They do not deserve our attention.
But you are aware as to the main reason why I have the network. You're well aware.
Yeah.
I use it for the vault material and the research that I do.
Yeah.
So,
which is again understandable. I mean, I already taken my stand on it. Am I going to watch the Evolution?
Am I going to watch Evolution? Yeah, for this show.
I have to for this show.
Am I going to watch Crown Jewel? Yeah, I have to for this show.
Probably so. Maybe I'll skip.
I mean, I don't think you really have to watch Crown Jewel. I'll be perfectly honest. I don't think you have to watch it at all. I think that if you
does it continue on the storyline that both Raw and SmackDown provide?
See, that's the thing. I don't think any of the storylines from either Raw or SmackDown are being used over there.
Yeah,
because we all know that over in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, WWE is not shown to the masses because of women and the outfits that they are wearing.
Because who knows what these men might do if they see these women in these outfits, and it's
I mean, again, I respect the fact that it is religion and whatnot. It is about culture and religion and whatnot. But yeah, understandable. Abu Dhabi did the same thing, but doesn't really gotten any
And
flack.
they had a match between Sasha and Alexa that went over like gangbusters, and all they asked them to do is wear a one-piece bodysuit.
Yeah.
Yes. Cover up.
How hard would it be for
Them to cover up.
Saudi Arabia to cover up? And let's look at the greatest Royal Rumble. Rey Mysterio. He altered his entire wardrobe to be in that match.
You did?
Yes. Rey Mysterio wears crosses on his uniform, on his gear.
Oh, okay.
They were nowhere to be seen. And because of his tattoos, he was wearing a one piece.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And they also had Finn Balor. They changed up his Tron and everything. That's when he was doing that. The Balor Club is for everyone.
Yeah, they changed the whole thing up.
Yeah.
Right. So they accommodate, if the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia would allow the women to come in and perform and use one piece bodysuits like they did over now in Dubai, I don't think there would be a problem with it.
No.
The masses would love it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a great comment from Biff in here too. I just saw. It's back to Evolution.
Yeah.
He says he wants to see WWE honor the women's evolution, but he doesn't want to see them honor themselves for it. And that's
For creating it.
yeah, that's pretty much where we were at earlier. That's kind of the best way to sum it up.
That's where my skepticism is.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of self-congratulations going on with this whole thing, and it's terrible.
That's how it's always been with them.
I'll be at the end of the show. I'll be buzzed and I'll be drunk because I drank a lot of sake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's exactly how it's always been with them. It's the Hell in a Cell thing was, hey, look how cool we are for doing this, instead of, hey, look how cool it is that we have two performers in the ring. It's like, oh, they're gonna love us because we're doing this, and that's all they think about. They don't try to think about product anymore. They just try to think about how to make themselves look good. And
like Chris said, like a lot of us have said, WWE is not for the true fans. Their fans are the advertisers and sponsors, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the board members, and the shareholders.
Yep. That's why it's the best if you're going to...
Those of us that pay the money to go watch the shit that we call professional wrestling nowadays are absolutely nothing to WWE.
Yep,
and
exactly.
Until, and I'm going on record as saying this, Chris, until the fandom as a whole, the universe as a whole, stops buying tickets and going to their shows, it's going to continue down this road.
Of course it is. And that's the problem, because WWE knows that they can always get the casuals, they can always grab the kids who don't know any better, and the families who want to cater to those kids. They can always get them, without a doubt, and that means they don't have to do anything to change.
And they can sit there and look at us. All of us on this panel are smart marks, and they can look at us all and thumb their nose and go, "Fuck you."
Yeah,
it's true. It's the absolute truth.
Yeah.
And, with what they did with the Battle Royal at WrestleMania, all it took was a massive thing of the smarts going off about Moolah. And they went to a sponsor. They went to M&M Mars, and M&M Mars went to W and said, "Oh no, you better change that shit." And within 3 days, it was no longer called the Moolah Battle Royal. No,
it was just the Women's Battle Royal.
Exactly.
WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal.
It went from that in less than 3 days, less than 72 hours after that was announced. It was gone.
It was,
and it was glorious.
Yeah.
Oh well.
That's what we need to do as fans. That's what I've been. That's what I'm advocating for when it comes to Crown Jewel. We need to go with the sponsors. I believe Snickers is involved with this. They need to pull it. They need to pull out, or tell Vince either you pull out or you either pull out or we're pulling out.
Yep.
And
we'll just have to wait and see again. I mean,
that's what I'm advocating for. The sponsors need to step up again. It's worked before.
We need to step up and get the sponsors to step up.
Right. We all
That's
need
what
it. We all need to start it. That's why there's that hashtag I put out there: principles before profits, principles over profits.
Mm-hmm.
It is important that we make our voices heard.
Yeah. It's not like we're asking them to take a divisive stance on gun control or anything like that. We're just
No.
asking them to not run shows in places
Where
that
there
are
are human
murdering
rights
people.
violations.
Yeah.
Well, that actually sets up for a pretty good wrap up. What did Nikki Cross actually whisper to Alistair Black? Anyone remember what my answer was?
What was your answer?
What's your reaction to not canceling Crown Jewel?
Yeah, my guess was that she told them that they ordered pizza together, but that Nikki forgot her money at home. So
I forgot what my response was. I had a good one too. I forgot
You
what
got
it
a
was.
good one.
Well,
You
I mean,
got a
that's
good one.
gonna be that's good. That's an interesting thing that's happening down there right now with that whole Alistair Black investigation as to who jumped him and injured him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And Nikki seems to know.
Yeah, I think
I know what you did.
yeah, I know what you did. Then he got pissed off, and then I think the best answer.
And I saw a clip on a website
Mm.
on YouTube of how Nikki's acting, rolling around in the ring, back and forth, and all acting all crazy. And Alistair Black lifts his hand, and she stops dead, and he goes, "Come here," and she just crawls over to him, and he asks her, "What do you know?" And that's where it cuts right there.
Mhm.
So it's like
I know WWE is not canceling Crown Jewel.
Yep.
but that's going to be an interesting turn of events,
Yes, it is.
because
I'll have to
now all
agree.
of a sudden William Regal wants to talk to her.
Yes.
Mhm.
He didn't want to talk to her before. Now he does.
Yet there
What
is
did
a
she see?
lot of questionable.
What did she see? That's the biggest question. What did she see?
Yep.
What does she know?
What does she know?
What did she know?
Does she know who did it? Did she actually see who did it?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's it. I think that's a good enough wrap up for this week. Unless
Wow. Yeah, we've been at this almost 3.5 hours. Hoy vey.
Yeah. Been a long show. Been a
Yep.
good show though.
Very good show. Very good show.
Excellent show.
Everybody, that I brought in we all stayed focused pretty much. We recapped what was talked about.
we said what we needed to say for on the card.
Yep.
And surprisingly, there's not much tangents involved, so I am happy
No.
with that.
No, we didn't go off the rails. There wasn't much laughter. We were serious because everything we talked about was serious today.
Yep.
Yeah, even Shooting the Breeze can be serious once in a while. Headline people.
MDS is returned back to his chill, calm demeanor.
Yeah, there's Tranquilo self.
The tranquilo self, of course. Probably it will return soon in the near future. Don't know when, but we'll see what happens.
Oh God.
Somehow a lot of people are scared of the insane MDS.
Rightfully so.
Oh, I just opened up a can of insanity for 2 weeks and people are just scared.
Listen. I love you, man, but that was
way out of line.
that would no. I'm not gonna say it was out of line, but that was out of character for sure, even for you.
Out of character for me. Okay,
Yes.
fine. I'll
Rein it in.
Yeah, I'll be the tranquilo persona that everybody knows.
That would be like me, and Chris, you're gonna laugh your ass. You're gonna laugh when I say this. It's gonna be like me suddenly changing sides when it comes to the Miz.
Yeah.
And we know that ain't gonna happen.
And with that, I think we can do a wrap up on this show.
Certainly.
So before we leave, our guests, thank you so much for joining in, Chris and Jomo. I know both of you guys have been pulled by Taker, so this is Chris for one. I didn't know that Jomo was going to jump in, so that's a surprise. So, but it's pleasurable. It's a pleasure to have you on board finally again.
Of course.
Thanks.
Both Jomo and Chris.
Yeah.
You know that because I know that we want you, Chris, to come last week, but you can't make it. So I think this is the week to make it up.
Because
Stupid
of-
towing companies.
Stupid tow truck.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, again, if I haven't said it, I'm gonna say it again. I pity your situation with your car. Hopefully, you'll get a better deal out of it sooner
Yeah.
down the road.
We're working on it slowly but
We're
surely.
working on it. Yeah, and that also reminds me that how I love my Honda City. So I'm not gonna.
Fair.
Fair enough, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So, Chris, where can they find you?
Well, during the week, you can find me on my show, Two Guys, One Sport, Thursday nights, 9 Eastern, 8 Central. For now, still on YouTube, although we will be making the move over to Twitch along with all the rest of the LIP network of shows. Me and my co-host, George, we talk about all sorts of different things in the wrestling world. We are not going to be having a show this coming week, though, because I am going to be away in San Jose. So I will not be able to be here, and George needs a week off. So
Yeah, he does. After his rant, yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to be taking this week off, but hopefully you guys will be back the following week, the first week in November, so that we can talk recap of Evolution and preview of New Japan Power Struggle.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah, so that'll be that's on the docket, and we will look forward to being back for that.
I'm gonna have. Thank you for reminding me that. I am going to keep that on my calendar as well.
Yes. Taker, do you want me to talk the other thing right now, or are you gonna
go ahead?
All right. So we also coming up this week, when you will be able to hear me, is on Tuesday. Taker, Legends Lover, and I are going to be starting up a new monthly show, an LIP special, we're calling it. It's called One Night at the Round Table. It's going to happen one Tuesday out of the month, and we're going to be talking about whatever topics come to mind. We discovered recently that we all have a really good affinity for good conversation with each other, and we are going to be
about now.
Yeah, so we are going to be capitalizing on that and having ourselves a little bit of a show. This week we're going to be talking about Chris Benoit and injury care in wrestling, and how that could be better or worse because of
I'm looking at it like this, Chris. How the Chris Benoit incident has changed the injury care when it comes to concussions in WWE.
Yeah.
Shortly after that, they started to change.
Yes,
that's a great topic to start off on. I'm very interested in hearing that.
So we're gonna be starting off with that, and it's gonna be a fun show. We won't talk for 5 hours, we promise, but we will be talking.
So let me get this straight. You guys are doing table for three, only this time in an LIP format.
Sure. If you want to call it that, we'll call it that.
Yeah,
that's fine.
I'll pretend I do not. I'll pretend I don't know about this, so I'm gonna pretend.
That'll be, and that show starts at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on Tuesday.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
I'm not sure whose channel it'll be on, whether it's going to be on this channel or if it's going to be on mine. But either way, it will be happening.
It will be happening,
and looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Additionally, you can find me all throughout the week on my Twitter channel at CrazyChris576. And hopefully, if my internet or whatever, my computer, whatever the hell is going on, decides that it wants to stop being a complete and total asshole, you can also find me live streaming on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/CrazyChris576. I haven't been able to stream normally past few days because for whatever reason my internet or my computer is just being a complete and total jerk. So I don't know what's going to happen there, but we're going to try and get that fixed, and hopefully that'll be resolved within the next couple of hours because I need to stream tonight.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, Twitter CrazyChris576, Twitch CrazyChris576, and I hope that you can all be there. Soon to be twitch.tv/Los and Gobert No Place podcast.
Yes.
Oh, of course. Yes.
Soon to be.
Soon.
Until we get our heads over on all this, because it's technically it is going to be a huge undertaking. Hopefully, so.
Yes, it will.
Yes.
But it will be a worthwhile undertaking for sure.
Everybody's got to learn. I've got to learn how Twitch works. We got to find out if you can upload to Twitch, because some of the shows
Yes, we can. There's a way to do that.
Yes, you can.
Because there are some of the shows that are pre-recorded.
Mm. So
don't worry. We can do that. We can do that. Definitely.
Okay.
yes, it is able to be done.
And the artwork's being worked on by MDS, which is great. Q MDS.
Sure. Sure.
You said you're going to come up with something, and I'm holding you to it. You got to know about it. What, 6 weeks?
Sure. Okay, fine. I'll figure out something. I mean, I already have the official Los Bonobos the podcast thing.
Yeah, I just realized something. You spelled it wrong.
What?
The-
Ingobernables or Ingobernables? Which one did I did wrong?
I got the one with the A. It's supposed to be O.
Okay, so I can
Oh,
fix that. Don't
yeah.
worry. Don't worry. Anyway, without further ado, I think we've ignored him for too long now. Jomo, where can they find you?
All right. Well, I don't have anything cool. I'm not on a podcast or anything, but you can find me on Twitter at the 4-Man Band. And it's getting to be that time of year again, so I'm just going to do a quick plug for the We Don't Know Wrestling Top 100 list, which will be accepting ballots as of, I think, January 1st, maybe. We got 70-something voters last year on it, and the list turned out really nice. It'd be nice if we could get even more. So if you watch a lot of wrestling and you keep track of what do you think was good, what do you think was bad, whatever, even if you don't, even if you just want to submit a list, feel free to do so. Yeah, I know it'll be much appreciated.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Share the link sooner or later on the DMs. I'll see what I can do on the whole thing. Considering the fact that we have done drafting, we have done what else? We have done reviews on pay-per-views. I think we can do that. We have
Sweet.
one guy who actually went to Wrestle Kingdom 12 this year. So
Yeah, I know. Don't rub it in, MDS.
Yeah, I'll get you that DM'd here in a minute.
awesome. All right. Anyway, Taker, go plug yourself.
Yes, you can find me at Takers_Minion on Twitter, and occasionally on the daily and the nightly. You can also catch me every Monday night, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, on the Connoisseurs of Wrestling with Biff Kensington, the aforementioned George Atzaves, and the lovely Legends Lover, where we talk wrestling history in comparison to what's going on today. And MDS, where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitter at Mr. Dr. Senju. I'm actually have to say that I'm actually fairly active there. I mean, I've already yelled out, if you guys are into manga, that I already spoiled something. What? Kaido is this? No wonder he's dead. But yeah, I'm fairly active on Twitter. You can also catch me on Shootin' the Breeze's official Twitter channel. That's SHOOTINDABREEZ1. Again, I'm really sorry. I'm still working I'm still working my ass out from my head out from over my ass just to figure out how to run my the Twitter channel. But I promise I'll fix this sooner or later. You can also, I think that's just about it. You cannot catch me on Cage Side Seats on the daily as well as the nightly, because it's about to be busy on this fourth quarter of the year, and as much as I would love to go back in, I can't. So I'm gonna have to take a back seat on that one. So there's that. Anywho, this has been episode 64. Yes, sir. It has been episode 64, not 63.
Right. I changed that, so.
No worries. Not 63, 64. But before we wrap up on all of it, again, I have to do a lot of plugs. Under the Los Ingobernables the podcast banner, we have Two Guys One Sport with Crazy Chris and George Curtin Jerkatsaves on Thursdays. Got Fizzy's Wacky World of Wrestling. He actually just did another episode yesterday, I believe. I can say yesterday. Yeah.
think it was
with
yesterday.
William Fitzpatrick, 14 Fitzpatrick, of course. We have Violent Wrestling Podcast with Ambrose Alley and Prince Mikey Lopez on Wednesdays. We got Ambrose Alley's Ramblings with Ambrose Alley on Tuesdays. Yeah, Match Fixing over with Don Sal Guzmano over at Cedar Breach Media. You got Ruthless
Outer
Aggression
Line
Podcast.
Media.
Yeah?
Yeah, they did a rebranding.
Yeah, they did it rebranding. Yeah. I have to alter that. Not Cedar Breach Media, correct?
What is it now?
Outer Line Media.
Auto
Outer
line?
Outer Line, yes.
All right, awesome. Not formerly known as Cedar Breach Media, now known as Outer Line Media. So there's that. And then there's Ruthless Aggression Podcast with Metal Matt, Connoisseur Wrestling with TakersMinion, Biff Kensington, George Savas, and Legends Lover. And let's not forget, there's one more that now I have just lost track of it. What was it again? Oh, fuck. I'll think about it when I remember it. Next, we have
Is it the one on
MLW
the
Podcast.
the guy on the big rig?
No, I got it. No.
Oh, you
I got
got
it. Grounds for Development with George Savas and Biff Kensington.
No,
No,
not
No, Greg the Hold.
Greg the Hold. Greg the Hold. I'm sorry. This
And
is
we got-
MDS returns to normal podcasting mind again. He forgets a lot of things after he got insane. I'm sorry.
Right.
Again, Grounds for Development with Greg the Hold, number 5, Johnny number 5, a Saskatchewan spinning nerve hold, and Biff Kensington the third. There you go. Next, you have MLW Radio Podcast, Something to Wrestle with Conrad Thompson and Bruce Pritchard, and What Happened When with Conrad Thompson and Tony Schiavone. But the stuff that we like to plug, I have Big Rick Travels with Big Rick Steve. To those of you guys who just want to listen to a guy driving a big rig while he live streams his podcast around while he drives around. And to those of you guys who love sumo, I have Mbovo Sumo on Twitch TV channel. That's MBOVO Sumo on Twitch TV channel. And of course, I have to plug it. Crazy Chris himself has a Twitch channel over at Crazy Chris 576. Go watch that. I hear that you're going to do a Destiny 2 streaming.
Well, I tried to do that last night, but because of my technical difficulties, did not happen.
Gee.
But I got a little bit of a stream in, but not like a good enough amount.
That's unfortunate.
And lest we forget, over on Twitter, the queer nerds, or they're from the LGBTQ
Yes.
family, and they cover wrestling amongst other things.
Yes.
So give them a follow, find their podcast, and listen to it. I haven't listened yet. I hear it's pretty good though.
And also be sure to support Tiny Rogers with
yes,
with Suplexes and Shea Butter as well.
Yes, we forgot about them.
Yes.
Okay.
That's 3 women of color talking about wrestling and other things.
Yes.
Their content is excellent. You cannot miss it.
Yes. Anywho. Yes, MDS just returned back to regular podcasting. He forgot a lot of things after he got insane for the past 2 weeks. So I apologize. Regular MDS will return. Don't worry. Don't be afraid. This has been episode 64, Shooting the Breeze. Thank you for both. Again, I always like to. I always like to say this, but again, thank you so much for Chris, our guest, Chris and Jomo, for coming over. It's been fun, and it always has been fun just sitting down, talking about what we love and what we do. So, and criticize on stuff, but hey, that is our opinions, anyways. So there's that. Thank you again. For both of these guys, for TakersMinion, I'm Mr. Dr. Senju. Well, as the Japanese might say, jikai mo tanoshimi ni.
Episode 64 is in the books. Thanks, everyone.
You still in my line?
Yes, I have.
Okay.